Hi, everyone. Welcome to NorCal Sports TV. I'm Anthony Silva with Jeremy Hurtado, and we have a good game today featuring Anza College visiting Merced College. Let's get it going. Hey everyone, welcome to Merced College, where Anza undefeated, 8-0, 3-0 in conference, and then Merced 5-3 and 3-0 in conference. The winner of this game has a very good path to win the league. I'm Anthony Silva with Jeremy Hurtado, and Jeremy, this is an exciting game here. We have a mixture of a little bit of seasoned professionals, freshmen, sophomores, and then Mercado. We could say they're like the baby Blue Devils.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was talking to some of the coaches staff here that I know from previous stints here, and then they said, hey, we're young, we're a lot of freshmen. We play a lot of freshmen, and sometimes we act like freshmen. And so, it's kind of the situation today is they get to see how they stack up against Anza, who comes in with a high-flying offense that averages over 40 points a game. It's going to put some pressure on Coach Panasco's defense to see if they can slow down the Mountain Lions here this afternoon. Beautiful day for football. Anza won the toss. Looks like they deferred. So Merced will get the football to start the game. We got a national anthem with a special little treat for us today, a flyover coming by from the Merced
Very nice.
County Sheriff's Department. Officer Vern Warnkel, hopefully I said that right. And a 1973 UH-1H Huey.
I don't know what that is, but that
I don't
sounds
know either.
expensive.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
But that's awesome. Very awesome.
So they'll be coming over, the tactical chief officer flying by here through the national anthem here in just a few minutes. And like I said, we're going to try and catch that for you here on NorCal Sports TV. Like you said, though, I'm excited to see. This is the first time I got to see Merced College this year. I've done 3 or so Anza games. Anza is that team, right? They're the team that's kind of the lead dog in the race, even though both these teams are 3-0. Different versions of 3-0. You play the topper tier teams in the league and be 3-0, and then there's those second tier teams. And Merced gets a chance today to see how they stack up.
Absolutely. And here we prepare for the national anthem.
We enjoy today because men and women in the armed forces have paid the ultimate price and continue to pay the price for our freedom that we enjoy today. Please stand and remove your headgear as we play the national anthem.
All right. We get things rolling. There's the flyover just above us.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Jeremy, so two teams here. You said Merced. If you're the coach in their locker room, you said freshmen. They're young. Sometimes they make amazing plays because they are freshmen, but then other times, of course, you get those gray hairs that grow pretty quickly. How do you prepare them for this? Because they're playing a really good football team.
Yeah, you do, and you just kind of try and take it. It's a normal week. Nothing's different. Nothing changed. You try to just kind of say, hey, let's go do what we do. Don't worry about the team that we're playing. You do all that kind of coach speak. But yeah, it's in the back of your mind that hey, you never know exactly what's going to happen with these freshmen. So, things can go real good for you and then real bad quickly. So, it's one of those things to keep an eye on today. And like I said, I'm excited to see this Merced College football team under head coach Panasco, and I like to see the offense get the ball first here. Coach Borba, I was talking to him before the game. I know he was excited to see how things played out today too. So, like I said, can't wait to get things kicked off here.
And Anza undefeated, 8-0. Pretty much said everything about that. But their defense and offense, they fire on both cylinders. But the big thing is composure with the penalties. Here's the kickoff. We'll get into that in a moment.
Yeah, his knee was down.
And
again, freshman mistake, right? Hey, you go to catch the kickoff, you're down on the knee, and then it's a dead ball. So instead of having decent field position, you're going to have the ball inside your own 15-yard line.
Romaine Grant had his knee on the ground there, and he's obviously frustrated, rightfully so. But as you said, that's got to be short-term memory.
Yep.
And now you flip the script on the other side. Anza, they're on an 18-game regular season winning streak. This is a dangerous team, but you said the big thing is composure.
Yeah, absolutely. They average 18 penalties a game, and they're usually big penalties. They're not like the holding or like a 5-yard offsides here and there. They're usually the personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct type stuff, so they got to get that cleaned up.
And Merced's first snap of the game, they're going to run the ball right on that right side, and they're moving the line. A healthy run indeed, and that's kind of what you need as a young team, establish the run game.
Absolutely. Hey, Coach Borba is an air raid guy. I love it. Me and him used to love talking football and all that, and we love to throw the football around, right? But it helps you kind of, especially if you have a young team, to be able to run the football and lean on that a little bit every now and then you go play action and try and hit some over the top.
Garza in the shotgun, looking over to his sideline as seems to be switching a play call here.
A little check with me at the line of scrimmage.
Garza in the gun. And that ball's intercepted. It did not take long for the Anza defense to spice things up. An excellent route that was jumped.
No, absolutely. And then you hit it right on the head. He jumped the route, a little out route. Little out route that just absolutely gets jumped by the DB, and he picks it off right outside the 19-yard line. Looks like it's number 2 for Anza coming up from
Skinner,
his defensive
Tashawn Skinner. That's his second interception this season, and what great timing. Now they're already in the red zone. Anza's pounding on the door early. Already looking, stepping up in the pocket, and look at that, skating through the defense, and why not? One play is a touchdown for Anza. Ian Kirby with another rushing touchdown. He's coming off a great game last week where he threw over 300 yards, and now he's doing it with his legs.
Absolutely, and then that's just a situation where he drops back to pass, looks, doesn't find anybody open, says, I'll just take it myself, and the seas kind of parted, and he takes off the right side, an easy first touchdown for Anza, 19-yard scamper there for the quarterback, and then that's not the way you want to get things started if you're Merced, right? That's pretty much the worst-case scenario.
One play interception, and then your defense, one play touchdown. That's tough to put your defense in that spot early, and it's already 7-0, and we're barely a minute into this one, and Anza's already showing why they're the number 18th ranked team in the state. And welcome back. For those just tuning in, 7-0 De Anza. The Mountain Lions strike first on defense with that interception from Tashawn Skinner. He jumped the route, his second pick of the year. It was an excellent play. And then one play in the red zone, 20 yards. Ian Kirby rushes it in for 6. And now let's see how Merced could respond. Running into his own man and bunched up, but that was better than earlier when they did take a knee. So that's a start. We're getting somewhere. Maybe get the jitterbugs out and let's play some football, right?
No, absolutely. And like you said, it's a young team. You just got to wipe that away. Hey, it's 7-0. Nothing you can do about that now. I know talking to coaches earlier before the game, they were saying that, yeah, they've had some times where they just started slow and got kind of jumped on early and then woke up and tried to come back, but we're unable to. And now we got a quarterback change already. That was alluded to earlier today to me that could be happening. Both quarterbacks getting some time, and here it is in the second drive.
Starting off the last drive with the run. That's Jabari Phillips, the freshman. A couple weeks ago, he was the player of the week for his school. They shouted him out. He had 12 rushes, 80 yards, couple touchdowns, and they're hoping for a similar performance in this one, if not a bigger one.
No, absolutely. And like I said, you got to kind of keep things, honest with running the football a little bit. Last time I threw it, I got picked, so not a shock to see him go back to the run game the first play. Now, again, a little check with me on the sideline. Coach Borba looking over the defense, and still got plenty of time on the play clock.
In the shotgun. Rolling out right, and there is the first completion of the game for Merced. And we do have some yellow laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty's about.
Yeah, usually in that form of a offensive pass interference or some kind of grab maybe. The receiver out there from Merced saying it's a holding against the defense. We'll see.
So Magana, first pass of the game. And it was completed, and we're going to see what this penalty's about.
Looks like it is going to be against De Anza, so I like the play call, the little boop, half roll rather. Get the quarterback on the run, easy look, and you get the holding call against De Anza.
Desmond Sampson was found guilty for the penalty. The defensive back, the sophomore. It's funny, you look on this sheet and you see the secondary for De Anza, and they get interceptions, but it almost is like they're aggressive, and if I'm not mistaken, you want to throw those pump fakes and get those routes, maybe some double moves, because they'll jump those routes.
Absolutely. You're correct. There's good and bad about being aggressive as you're a DB. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Magana looking downfield. That's a big one, and it is overthrown incomplete. Great coverage on the back end. And that's going to be second down.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, you got good time. You able to look around. You find a receiver. You throw it on the outside there. Only you know that it's either you're going to be full and complete or your guy's going to get it. So not a bad shot play. Look for something, kind of, I'd like to say less aggressive on this play.
Caleb Richardson was in coverage on that play, and now looking again to the sideline. We'll see what Magana has cooking for the Merced offense.
Counter.
Run up the gut, and he'll probably get a couple yards.
Yeah, and like I said, though, that's a nice, safe play. You pick up a few yards. It's third and about 7. I think you're probably in a situation here if you're Merced where if you pick up half of this, you probably look at maybe even going forward on fourth down. So I like the play call there. It's just a safe play. You try to hit them on a big play on the counter, able to gain yards, and now mix it up to midfield.
And quickly before the snap, how aggressive are you early with maybe running the ball on third down, then going for it? Because I don't know if that's too early to say, but
Coach Borba is a pretty aggressive coach. He likes to throw the football around, so running the football is one of those things sometimes you got to kind of remind him to do.
Magana rolling out right, and a nice little juke move, and he will pick up the first down. Great mobility by Magana. That was a good move. Some dance lessons for me there.
Yeah, great job there of getting outside the pocket and then making a good decision, right? You roll out. You see here on the replay, look, has time. Nope, no one's here. I'm going to take it myself. Like to see him tuck the ball away a little better maybe, in ball handling skills. But still, nonetheless, picks up the first down. And this is exactly what Merced needed to do, right? Get out here and reset after that bad at first drive. Moving the football down into De Anza territory here on their second drive. And then keeping the De Anza offense off the field.
This is a defense. They're running it again. And, look at those D tackles ripping through the defense. Rue Bottom. Excellent agility getting through. He's a monster as well. 38 total tackles this year, adding to that. And when you got a guy that can dominate in the middle, it helps your DNs.
No, absolutely. The defensive line for DNs has been stout all year. And number 90 in particular coming up making big plays left and right. So it's one of those things where, and this is kind of, we're looking at this and you see it almost all the time, is Merced comes up, dummy counts, and then just kind of trying to get things to look around and see what they're in.
Ganya with that handoff, trying to kick it to the outside, and once again his name's called.
Yeah, absolutely. Running towards him is going to be difficult, especially your tackle gets a good punch and then gets disengaged by the defensive lineman. Great job there by him. And then you just not able to come up and complete blocking by the offensive tackle. And that's what happens. You get third and long now. And
we're a button now on the left side of your screen. And they're moving him around. But let's see, third and long for Merced, Magana in the gun.
Yeah, probably some kind of screen, I would assume, or some kind of crossing routes.
Magana has some time, and he's going to fire it downfield in double coverage. Almost intercepted. Receiver had to play a little bit of defense there. That ball was intended toward Moreno.
Yeah, absolutely. They had the crosser coming across the tight end, and he got bounced by the linebacker. Great job there just rerouting him. Nowhere to throw it, and then this decision here, he's going to get away with it, but there is also a penalty on the field, I think, against Merced. So that's going to push them back even further as they repeat third down.
So now it'll be 3rd and 20 from midfield. Is this a white flag kind of play here? Kind of just, hey, let's get a couple yards? Or
it depends on your situation. I think if you pick up at least 10, you might think about going for it. It just kind of depends on the situation.
Magana, and a quick screen pass. And he got a good chunk of yards. He's still not down, and not a bad play there for 3rd and 20, but now it's decision time, like you said.
No, I think you're probably going to send your punt team in, even though, I'd be tempted to go for it here, but because if you punt it into the end zone, you're only going to pick up about 14 yards or 18 yards, but we'll see.
Phillips did a good job.
Love the play call, though, right? That little shovel screen underneath, everybody coming, trying to get the quarterback, just flip it underneath them all.
Here's the punt, almost blocked. And it may have gotten partially touched or not, or it could have been a quick.
We got a flag on the play, too. But, yeah, that was a short punt, so right now the official standing at this 18-yard line.
Carrillo, the punt, let's see. Could it be on De Anza? Which would be a big penalty. Fresh set of downs.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Even
a 5-yard penalty, I think, gets you a chance to go for it if you're the Blue Devils. So we'll see. It is the personal foul version.
And this is exactly what you talked about at the top of the broadcast. Just composure. It doesn't matter how good you are. You leave the door cracked, you could be in trouble.
And absolutely, and it's one of those things too. And in games where you're clearly better than the other team, it's not going to hurt you, right? I mean, you play those lower end division teams, and you're like, okay, hey, it's 84 to 14 or whatever. Those penalties don't hurt you, but when you get into these later season games against teams that are better, and even into a bowl game situation where game's on the line and you make a penalty that costs you, keeps the drive alive. I mean, those kill you as coaches. You sit back and you're like, and those are the ones that make you get gray hairs at night and the beards and the goatee, and they just really kind of frustrate you. And now, again, here it is, 1st and 10, Merced outside the 20-yard line.
And Phillips tripped up on his own feet, and he's pretty much going to get back to the line of scrimmage or even lose a yard.
Yeah, and he had room there, too. You watch here on the replay, he had a chance to get out that left side and get some positive yards for his team. Instead, he just loses his feet right there and just trips. He loses a yard officially, so big play there. Again, for Merced, and Anza has a chance here to kind of make up for the penalty, is trying to keep Merced out of the end zone, at least hold him to a field goal attempt.
This is a defense that only allows just over 14 points per game, and Merced, with that penalty, they have a new life. And a run now jumping it to the right side, and he got some daylight, and they will be deeper into the red zone. Good run, good instinct.
Yeah, absolutely, and great job of that quarterback getting out there and laying a block for his running back on the backside.
Leyva, the freshman, bounced on the outside there.
You see it. He went left, stopped. Plants comes back all the way across the field, and Leyva saving the touchdown.
So 3rd and 1 at the 14-yard line. They're inside the Anza territory. Getting deeper into the red zone. After that first play interception, Merced seems to have captured their footing. And another run there to Leyva. And that should be enough for the first down.
Yeah, absolutely. All the way up to like the 11-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. Like I said, a lot of positives on this drive from Merced. You've been able to move the football. You got help from a penalty, which you'll take. But you're also keeping the Anza offense on the sideline, right? I mean, that's kind of the importance of the ball control, time of possession. You're keeping your defense on the sideline and keeping the powerful Anza offense on the sideline underneath the tents out there, because it is kind of warm out there. Nice 70-ish degree day here in Merced.
9th play of the drive. It originally was going to end, but the penalty gave it new life and a QB option that goes nowhere. Good job by Anza's defense swallowing that up.
No, absolutely. Jacoby comes up from his linebacker position, actually defensive back position, making the play. Loss of 3 on the play.
Magana in the shotgun.
Yeah, Anza looked to be bringing the pressure that time. We'll see what the counter is that Merced College has.
Gagne in the gun, looking left. And, almost that route was jumped as well by Richardson, but the receiver kind of shielded it. But they were on that. Another flag.
Yeah, we have another flag on the field, and it could be another pass interference situation, which would be another huge penalty against Anza if that's the case. We'll see here on the replay.
Did he get there too early?
I love that 3-by-1 set, and yeah, he cuts the receiver off, so most likely going to be the call here.
Another penalty possibly on Anza, and it is. Yes, it is. And that gives new life. Another drive, just rehydrating that drive.
No, absolutely. And that's those things we talked about in the pregame, right? I mean, 2 times on this possession, Anza's officially kept the drive alive for Merced on the 4th down, and now set him up with a 1st and goal inside the 10.
It's been almost a 9-minute drive. This is the 11th play of that drive. Phillips bouncing left and swallowed up by Rebuttum again. Great tackle, his 3rd big one on this drive. But, yeah, this drive's been milking a lot of time, some of it because of Merced's offense, and then some of it because of the Poor defensive decisions by De Anza.
Yeah, and like I said, you will keeping that defense on the field. And one thing with Merced is they don't huddle, right? So your defensive linemen and then they're always got to go back and get ready to go because Merced can change the pace on you and go quick, their NASCAR system, or they can just take their time and make you stand there in your position, your stances, and then wait. Reverse.
And you called it. They're going for the touchdown, and it's out of bounds. So an incomplete pass. A little bit of trickery. Looks like the clock is still running. The officials may have viewed that.
Yeah. No.
Burned about 10 seconds there. They might have to rechange that clock.
Yeah, decision there by number 4. Looked like for Merced College.
Oh, Ruiz, Julian Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz.
Threw that up, the 50-50 ball.
Yeah, and I don't know that's what they were on. I think they were wanting them to just take it and run. The coaches are next door kind of to us, and you could hear them going, making the decision. But still, got to love the aggressiveness there down in the red zone to go for that reverse pass. Now it's third and goal, still within field goal range.
Clock changed back to 4:23. They had 11 seconds to the game clock. Third and goal. Rolling out right, Magana throwing it. There's no one there. Incomplete pass. Good pressure by the De Anza defensive line. And, wow, a lot of plays. A dozen to be exact. It burned over 9 minutes of clock, and they could potentially get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and I like the decision there to roll the quarterback. Magana, I'd rather him just, instead of throwing it into the end zone there, throw it into the stands, right? Throw it to hit the play clock out there in the corner. Don't get a chance to be picked off there. You protect your points. But it falls harmlessly incomplete, and now chance for the Blue Devils to get on the scoreboard.
Razuli, the kicker for Merced. And that is right between the eyes. So a couple penalties hurt De Anza and extended this drive, and Merced makes them pay with a field goal, 7-3. The Mountain Lions lead by 4.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and like our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice, and she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and like, all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally, for me just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with like conflict, like saying I ain't do this or that. Like I just took criticism and just be better later on in life.
(7-3), De Anza Mountain Lions lead. That was a 12-play drive that burned over 9 minutes of clock off of 2 penalties. And here we are. And I guess a learning lesson for Merced is they're young, they're learning, but when you get penalties like that, let's get some touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of those things where you got to take advantage of it. You did get 3 points off it, but when you get first and 10 inside the 20-yard line, thanks to a penalty, you got to kind of want to go and get that touchdown and try and make them pay. And now,
making them pay. Chris Butler up the right side. Is he going to beat the kicker? And there he goes across the 20, and he's tripped up. Woo! He turned on the Jets, and he almost had 6. This offense, when they have been on the field and the special teams, they've been electric.
Yeah, this is the second time in 2 weeks. Butler, last week, he took one to the house. This week, almost gets this one. Just gets tripped up right here. Looked like by his own guy. Whew. He's going to regret, see that on film and wish he was able to take it the extra 20 yards. But great return by Butler. Sets up the Mountain Lions once again. First and 10 at the Merced 20.
Maybe his teammate will get him maybe a burrito as a my
Powerade
bad.
or something.
Yeah. First drive already knocking on the door and a run on the right. Get a couple yards, but the Deanza offense hasn't had to move down the field. It's been pretty easy for them.
Yeah, I mean, they took over the 19-yard line last drive and this one at the 20-yard line. You got to love that starting position, right? Positive 19, positive 20. Your offense is saying, hey, how are we supposed to get stats when we only go 20 yards on a drive? I mean,
Yeah. Terrain had a couple yards on that run. Here's Kirby working in the red zone again. Delayed handoff, and great job by the Merced defense. Back-to-back carries and nothing going.
Yeah, absolutely, especially after that one play drive last time, possession where Deanza was able to just run it in 19 yards on the first play. Now it brings up a third down, and this is a situation where Merced has a chance to say, hey, one more stop, you force a field goal attempt by Deanza, and that'd be a huge win for Merced.
Third down. Kirby over the middle, and a good cut, he's trying to loop it past the 10, and he does turn the corner, and is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown. Wow. He just kept running. He said, I have this whole field using that left side, and then he turns the jets and turns it up.
Yeah, and you see here on the replay, just guys diving at ankles instead of trying to make a tackle and wrap up, and I can hear the defensive coaches next door screaming, why are you diving?
Aaron Rock got in there for 6.
And then Rock gets the rock into the end zone for another Deanza touchdown on a play that looked like it was going to be a 3-yard gain. Hopefully you didn't hear what they just said next door to us. But basically, I'll paraphrase here that nobody wanted to hit anybody.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard.
That's what I heard, yeah. So.
But he just kept turning the corner, and he scores, and just like that, 14-3, Deanza leads with 2:28 remaining in the first quarter.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209, or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
Welcome back, 14-3, Deanza. Just getting off another touchdown. Aaron Rock in the red zone, catch it, turning the corner for 6. And they haven't had to get too creative, but a lot of that is just guys making plays.
Yeah, absolutely. They had the 19-yard touchdown, the first play from scrimmage, and then now the 18-yard touchdown pass to Rock. So 2 easy touchdowns for Deanza. And Merced defense made a couple plays, and then just third down, unable to get off the field and create something.
And there's Davis with a decent return across the 30-yard line. And let's see on the third drive what Merced has in the bag. They're being asked a lot here. They've had a good drive, building some momentum, and then boom, you're back on the field. You don't get to rest much.
No, absolutely. And let's see who takes the snap at quarterback, too. Are they going to switch every possession? It looks like
Magana is still out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So ever since the QB change, it was a field goal, and then here we are. Magana had some good passes throughout the drive, and it was a long drive, over 9 minutes. So let's see what Merced has in their bag here. Some good jump cuts to get on that left side. Jabari Phillips. They're really trying to get him going.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, it's kind of try to help take some pressure off the young quarterbacks is having a solid run game. And Phillips is a decent running back. So, one of those guys that can make plays happen every time he touches the ball. So I understand trying to get him some touches. I mean, he made a bunch of guys miss on the play there. And so brings up a 2nd and 8 for the Blue Devils.
In the gun. 90 seconds remain in the first quarter. And a common thing we've seen is rolling out right, and that's over the head. And Magana got some love there from Richardson.
No, good pressure by Anza. Even though they rolled the pocket, they were able to still get out there and make the quarterback make a quick decision, and almost threw it into another bad situation as there was a guy cutting in front of the receiver and then a guy over the top. Yeah. Luckily for Merced, it just kind of falls incomplete.
And that was Hopkins who brought that pressure and hit Magana. So now it's 3rd and long, and usually this is not the situation a young team would like to be in, but they find themselves in it here. Can the drive extend? Magana firing downfield, and it just seems there's nobody open.
Yeah, that time that it was. I mean, he had time to throw the football. He could have stepped up in the pocket. Good job by the Merced offensive line, giving the quarterback some time. But just like you said, there was nobody there to throw the football to. The receiver was double covered. And again, luckily for Merced, it falls incomplete and it wasn't picked.
Yeah, that ball was trying to get squeezed into Harris, so they couldn't do it. And just like that, a quick 3 and out. And Anza, the good news is they'll get the football. They have to go more than 20 yards to score this time.
Maybe. Special teams. We got 2 returners back there, and one of those guys is the one that almost took it to the house a moment ago on the kickoff. So
good bounce for Merced, and they're going to just let it sit there and surround it. So a punt with no return, and they'll set up shop, Anza, at the 31-yard line.
It's the Good Guys 35th Fuel Curve Autumn Get-Together. Over 2,500 American-made and powered show cars and trucks. A huge swap meet, Fender Midway Family Fun Zone, live music, and more. November 8th and 9th at the Alameda County Fairgrounds. Details at good-guys.com.
Anza setting up shop at the 31-yard line, and I guess now could be a good actual view of Merced's defense, because I can't really judge them off 2 20-yard drives.
No, and then I know Coach Panasco's been down there, and I can see them working on some things and getting things figured out, and we'll see if they can make some adjustments here. And like you said, they have to go 70 yards this time, not 19. So
first play, a couple cuts, but nothing going. Great job by Merced's defense surrounding the running back.
And you look at the last drive, too. First, second down, Merced was able to control Anza and then exploded on 3rd down. So we'll see if the things can get fixed there in the coverage and in the secondary mainly. But up front, it feels like the defensive linemen for Merced doing a solid job there from the 3 defensive linemen.
Kirby in the gun, looking, bouncing it to the outside. He looks like he's committed to run, and he'll just get a few and get out of bounds. And it'll be 3rd and about medium, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, pressure coming as Merced only has a 3-down lineman, but they loop 2 linebackers coming. You see one comes, from the quarterback's right side, flushing them out, and then just able to get out the backside and pick up a gain of about 3. And I don't know if we're going to get this playoff. We'll see.
10, 9, it's going down. 3 receivers on the top of your screen. And no, they're going to get it off. And he's stepping up in the pocket, and that is incomplete. A great pass breakup, and there is a penalty flag on the field, but great coverage. And we'll see what that flag's about.
Yeah, we'll see here on the replay.
Elias Ruiz with the coverage.
I don't think Ruiz got there early, but the flag came right in that position, so we'll see. Oh, they are going to call holding on Ruiz. So we will have 1 on time down here to end the first quarter, but hey, we talked about the other way, right, with Anza having the penalties that cost them. This one's a 3rd down, and you make a good play, but you got called for the holding, so now automatic 1st down, keeps the drive alive going the other way, right? So I guess that's fair. 1-1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, and you could say, I mean, penalties like that. I guess you could always, as a coach, you could always throw in the hair.
One
That
of those
would look
things
like
where
a good
I
play.
know the guys next door aren't too excited about that call, but
And he's launching it downfield. Kirby going all for it all, and a great catch, and he will go all the way for a touchdown. It's untimed down by Akeem Wright. What a catch. And he scores again. Look at the speed and everything. He's been dominant. He averages over 100 yards per game, and look at that. That's why.
absolutely, and that's why he just got back from Middle Tennessee, right? He went out there, took an official visit the other day. He was out there with the Blue Raiders checking things out, and that's the reason why he's getting those looks from those D1 schools. And that one just is a backbreaker, right? Like I said, you made the play, you stopped him, then you give up a first down by penalty, and then the next play they go shot play down the sideline for the Lions, and then for another touchdown for De Anza.
And the extra point is good, but the untimed down come to haunt Merced as it's now 21-3 De Anza.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209, or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
Wow. Welcome back, 21-3. Just getting started here in the second quarter. Coach, that was a dime.
Yeah, it was a great throw there, and it shows why, the D1 teams are looking at, right? I mean, he took his official visit to Middle Tennessee. I know he's been talking to Oregon State. He's talked to some other big program schools, D1, SEC-type schools, and it just shows why, right? You're averaging 100 yards, and then you have that ability to just break the top off the defense and get above the guy, stack him, and then you're gone.
Yeah, that's a devastating touchdown, especially after that penalty when you could have got him off the field, and they're trying to get through, and it's going to take place about the 20-yard line. So this is where a game could get out of hand really quickly, or how would you approach? You got to be aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. Like high school games, yeah, this is where you see high school games just kind of implode, right? And then things kind of get out of hand. Now, being at the JC level and stuff, you see this and you go, okay, 21-3, that this game is on the verge, but then JC games are just weird, and they're so much more complex, and things can just kind of be going against you and all of a sudden flip, and it takes one play to kind of get things going. So we'll see if Merced can put a fight back here and get something positive here as we start second quarter of play, rather.
And a handoff to Leyva, got a couple yards as Merced needs a little bit of life on offense, and let's see if they can get it on this drive.
And they've had positive drives, right? I mean, the first drive, obviously the pick. Second drive, moved it all the way down inside the 10-yard line, kicked the field goal. So there's some life and some movement and being able to move the football. Let's see if they can just kind of harness that. And like you said, one big play here gets Merced back in the game. Offsides.
There's already a flag. Free play. He's throwing it downfield. He's got a man, and it's caught. A great throw that drives them into De Anza territory to 33-yard line. Magana diming it up as well.
Absolutely, and that's it. Like I said, one big play, right? And you go on that hard count. You get them to jump, and then hey, we're going to take the shot. And they do, and it's into double coverage, and it doesn't matter, right? That time split the defenders. Great ball by Magana, and the Blue Devils inside the 35-yard line, getting ready to get into the red zone once again.
Miguel Moreno with the catch. That was a big-time play. That's the plays you need to give your team some life. That was a great catch.
No, absolutely. I mean, and that was a big play, right? You like you said, everything was kind of feeling like it was going De Anza's way. You get one play, you're right back in the football game.
Ball 35, rolling out left. He's looking Moreno's way again, but this time it's to the tight end. And a good catch, gets you a few yards. Bravo getting busy. A lot of freshmen on the field catching those balls. It's just like freshman to freshman. You don't see many.
No, and that's what we talked about earlier is that Merced's a young team, right? A lot of freshmen playing multiple positions and just a lot of guys that are getting their feet wet in the JCU football.
Brings up a 2nd and 7.
Gagne looking over to the sideline. Again, 4th play of the drive off a big catch by Moreno, which gives the Merced College offense some life as the Blue Devils are marching. And there's a quick pass and good moves, and he gets hit forward to about the 20-yard line. They're approaching the red zone. Good play.
No, absolutely, and a great job of just making something happen once you get the football in your hands by the receiver.
Jaden Davis absorbing that contact. He's 6 feet tall, 208 pounds. That's a tough tackle.
Yeah, and making 2 guys miss. Good job of rallying to the football, though, by the Mountain Lions, keeping it from being even a bigger play.
Magana looks very confident throwing the football. He had that long drive, which resulted in a field goal, and now his past few throws, they've been pretty good, and especially getting the ball out quick.
No, absolutely, and he looks like he's gotten settled down and got some confidence going.
Run to Phillips, and he has a hole. He's going to kick it to the left, and that's going to be a touchdown. The Blue Devils respond. What an excellent drive for 6.
Absolutely, and we talked about Phillips earlier. He was the guy that he can take it to the house when he touches the football. Does just that on that play and has much to the delight of the home crowd here. Good job of blocking on the offensive line, though. Look at that, man-on-man. Boom, Phillips not touched till 5 yards down the field, going down the left side, and then into the end zone. Give a shout-out to the Merced College offensive line coach, Jaden Ramos, and also Hector out there, both former players here at Merced coming back and getting a chance to get into the coaching world. Both of them played offensive line here at Merced College, and now
extra point is good.
Back.
21-10. Here come the Blue Devils, responded with a big touchdown from Phillips.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and like our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice, and she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and like, all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with like conflict, like saying I ain't do this or that. Like I just took criticism and just be better later on in life.
Five plays, 80 yards, which resulted in a Jabari Phillips touchdown. And, man, he's been getting very busy. Couple touchdowns this game, and then, hey, why not? Let me add another one to this. And this game's not even over, and he already has shown some great agility.
Yeah, absolutely. Phillips, they're out at Golden Valley High School here in Merced.
Kick it back. Deanza trying to run to the far side of your screen, and he has a hole similar to that touchdown earlier, and he waited for his blockers, and there he goes, rumbling down the end zone. Touchdown, Deanza. Just like that, this offense is incredibly scary.
Special teams making plays. That's 2 big returns for Deanza. And then this time right here, I love that he just kind of waits, and he almost fell right there at the 20-yard line.
He's like, oh, Isaiah Addison, the freshman from Baltimore. Wow, it's like you said, special teams could really win you games or lose you games, and we're starting to see that trend start to develop.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 big returns on a kickoff. That time you squib kick because you want to keep it away from Butler, and Addison picks it up, and it wasn't exactly the prettiest play. You know, he kind of stumbled and then picked it up. Looked like he was going to get tackled a couple times, then got out to the left sideline, and he was gone down the sideline. Mountain Lions finding ways to put points on the board, and now a botched
Uh-oh,
extra
a
point.
failed extra point. He's just going to heave it to the end zone, and it's incomplete.
I'm not sure what happened there. The kicker went to kick it, and he just kind of stutter-stepped and stopped, and then the holder had to pick it up and go. See the replay right here, just the whoop. I don't know if the ball fell or what the situation was, but still, heads-up play there by Diamond, the holder. Hero Diamond out of Hillsboro, Oregon, to go and try and make something happen. Unable to get it to go, and we'll be back after this on Norcal Sports TV.
It's the Good Guys 35th Fuel Curve Autumn Get-Together. Over 2,500 American-made and powered show cars and trucks. A huge swap meet, Fender Midway Family Fun Zone, live music, and more. November 8th and 9th at the Alameda County Fairgrounds. Details at good-guys.com.
Now,
So right when we could barely finish talking about that 5-play 80-yard drive by Merced, and then boom, I couldn't even put a cap on it. Bam, kickoff return, touchdown, marching down the lane. And De Anza, from special teams to offense, it's scary, and they're showing you why right now.
no, absolutely. I mean, and you've seen the quick strike offense, the 50-yard bomb or 40-yard touchdown pass, last play or last possession, and then 2 big special teams plays have not only scored a touchdown but set up another drive.
See what Merced, and a good tackle there. And we have some extracurricular activity near the 40-yard line, which resulted in nothing. This looks like, and now there's extra. Yeah, now there we go. Looks like a couple crowds were forming, and now we'll see what that penalty is. 3 flags were thrown.
It's your fault. You called it. You were saying there was extracurricular going on, and then I'm going to blame you.
Maybe that is a thing. Broadcaster jinx.
Yep, absolutely. Right? Hey.
So 3 separate flags were on the field. Maybe they saw the same thing, or 3 separate penalties. We'll find out.
Yeah, and either way, someone's getting flagged here, and Merced had a chance to have the ball at the 21-yard line. I think they're going to be pushed back inside their own red zone. We'll see. Regardless, this is a situation now where, hey, Merced got to come out and capitalize once again, right? We were down 21-3 a little while ago. Good drive by the Blue Devils to give some points on the board. You got to go answer again. Your special teams unit gives up the kickoff return for a touchdown. So it's the same situation as you were about 3 minutes ago of real time. 15 seconds ago in a football time, but still lots of deliberating here. I wonder if someone might be heading to the locker room early here.
Yeah, this is quite the conversation. Yeah, they're trying to figure it out. Maybe we'll get an answer.
I see one of the officials down here talking to Coach Panasco for the Blue Devils. Now the white hat.
So that flag's on Romaine Grant.
So
that was one of the unsportsmanlike penalties.
So, yeah, both unsportsmanlike conduct penalties against Merced, against Grant, and then against number 6, they said.
And that was Abel Bravo. So 2 penalties, and those just kill you. You're already a young team. You can't be backed up in your own end zone.
No, and this is where you got to be careful here. If you're Magana, the quarterback out of Johansson High School in Modesto, you got to just not make a mistake here, right? Be a good facilitator of the football. Get your guys in the right positions. Take the nice, safe play. Try and dig your way out of this hole if you're the Devils. And if you're De Anza, hey, it's time to go hunt, right? You're up 17.
And they're going to run the ball. Phillips, he may have an opportunity, small window, but still got about 4 yards on that run.
No, absolutely. And I love giving the ball to Phillips again. Like I said, he's one of those guys that can take it to the house every time he touches it. Picks up positive yards for the Blue Devils and gets things going. And now quickly back on the football is Merced. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to go NASCAR. They might just be doing this, again, to get a look.
2nd and 4.
As they are. They're just getting up there, get the defense to get in their stance, show what they're going to do, and then you get a chance to make your adjustment. I love this offensive system Coach Borba has installed here for the Blue Devils.
Pressure coming from the inside, and great coverage on that side of the football for Anza. And that was Jacoby again. He's been busy today. We've said his name a few times, especially some other guys on this defense.
No, absolutely. And this is an RPO. It's a run that has the pass built into the slot receiver. And that time, it's a good job by Jacobo to come up and make a play.
3rd and 4 for the Blue Devils. Anza showing pressure, right up the middle, and a screen pass right over the top of the defense, and he just kissed it right over. If they were just perfect for the first down. Great offensive play there from Merced.
Yeah, and then we got a flag down, though, too.
Maybe I'm jinxing it today. That was
I know.
another penalty. It's a great touch pass. Yeah, let's see what the flag's about.
Let's see if it's the official's walking back, so it's against Merced. An eligible man downfield. Now that's an interesting call on a screen play because usually a screen's caught behind the line of scrimmage, but this case I think he actually wandered downfield. Yep, he caught about a yard downfield, so those linemen have to be within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they weren't, obviously.
Tyson Durbin.
That's actually a pretty good call by the officials, and then it's going to wipe out a big gain by Merced, but it is the right call. That's where it's just one of those timing things where the back has to stay behind the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, as you saw there, bad things happen for the offense.
And that's a lot to ask. The offensive lineman's so worried
they're
about
taught
blocking.
1, 2, 3, get up, or 1, 2, whatever it is. It's not on them, even though it's technically called on them.
And the ball's deflected a couple times and intercepted. And are they going to get him? No, it's a pick 6 touchdown. The defense, Hosey Hopkins, with the pick 6. Wow, he had a 60-yard fumble recovery touchdown last week. And, hey, why don't I add another touchdown to my resume, pick 6.
No, absolutely. And that one last week, it was on like the first offensive drive of the game. He just took it and went to the house with it. And this time in the right position, right spot, right time. And then he shows – must have played some running back or receiver at some point in his career because he knew what to do when he had the ball in his hand, got up and went and got it.
And if you see the extra point here, but that ball was deflected a few times. But Magana, he did throw that ball in a spot where his receiver could catch that. It was like a triangle, and he fit it in there, but it was just deflected. So not sure if he could put that in the quarterback.
Skinner was able to get his hands up on the ball. And he actually was frustrated he didn't pick it himself. He had his hands on his head, and he looks like, oh, my guy's got it. Let's go get it.
We'll come back and talk about that. 34-10, Anza showing a dominant performance on defense.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice. And she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally.
34-10. Anza, the Mountain Lions lead by 24 over the Blue Devils. And I'm going to put you on the spot here. When are we going to get a stat where there's the interceptions, it's the quarterback's fault, and maybe another stat?
You're telling me. I hate it. I hate it for quarterbacks when the ball gets tipped or like Monday night when I'm watching the Washington Commanders play and it goes off the guy's face mask and he gets picked. It's like, look, that goes against the quarterback.
Yeah.
But the quarterback had nothing to do with that. It wasn't his fault. Your receiver's got to catch the football.
Oh, and a great return. Merced, and they're turning the corner. Great jump cut and tackled immediately. A great return there. Arguiano looked to be the man who returned that. A great return. That's a momentum swing. There is a flag, though, on the play.
Yeah, but it's down at the end. I think they might be tacking on some more yarders like on a face mask or something like that. We'll see what the officials talk about here. But, yeah, that's a way to get things going again in your favor, right? You're down 24 points. And, again, this is college football. This isn't high school football. We still got,
Got some time.
30, 40 minutes left to play in this game,
got a
right?
lot of time, yeah.
So you're down 24 points. You've given up 34, but again, this isn't unusual to see a college game where you can come back and score a bunch of points quickly. Oh. So the penalty is unsportsmanlike conduct against Merced, so that's going to push it back out by midfield again. But still, good position to start a drive. But if you're the Blue Devils, that's going to kill you. These extracurricular penalties.
Yeah, another one looked like that was on Slater, if I heard it correctly from the official, number 83. And now they're backed up. Still a great return, but just on the edge of De Anza territory, and a good run up the middle, a very physical one. And some physical blocking, as you'll see there across the 40. But you know what? When you're the kind of the team, it's like, hey, De Anza, I know they lean probably the favorite. But those physical plays where maybe a penalty sometimes isn't the best, but it sends a message that could establish the game. Or is that, do you have pushback on that?
It can, but like you said, it's one of those things where you'd rather see that during the play than after a play. After a play, the whistle's blown. It doesn't take a lot of effort to hear a whistle and stop, right? Okay, hey, let's not make that block. Let's not do that. And so, yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. Physical, sometimes coaches will be like, hey, we'll take the physical plays. But when they're within the confines of the game, not after a play like that.
Absolutely. Magana has a lot of space on that left side and good blocking, and he might get tagged.
Yeah, we got multiple penalties. We got penalties on both teams, I think. I think he had a hold out there by the receiver, and then absolutely Magana gets blown up outside.
Whew. Hopefully he's all right. That was a big hit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That might have been a face mask against De Anza and the penalty against De Anza. We'll see.
Because that didn't look like
after
holding
watching
from
the
this
replay,
angle.
yeah, it didn't. I thought just live that maybe that's the
the call.
Yeah. It's like it's always on us. It's always on the offense. I say us because of offense. It doesn't mean it's Merced or De Anza. I'm an offensive guy. So when you see the flag, it's like, oh, you always know it's on the offense. It's just one of those things. But we'll see what the officials decide to sort this out. Yeah, it was holding. Told you.
Wow, holding. I don't know if you're feeling that call.
No, I knew it. I told you, as soon as the flag comes out, you just know it's on the offense. It doesn't matter. But it ends up being a 10-yard penalty, okay, because you get the 15 from the late hit. So you still end up picking up 10 yards when everything's all said and done. Actually, so
yeah,
brings up a first down. And again, now Merced, chance inside the high red zone here to take a shot if you want, or you can just keep running the ball with Phillips.
Yeah, ball's at the 26-yard line. Merced knocking on the door again. This is a pretty important drive, especially since we're approaching midway in the second quarter. They're waiting. Get the play call in, Merced.
Yeah, you've got to hurry. 10 seconds on the play clock. I think it's going to be some kind of run play here.
And it is Phillips, a couple jump cuts, and he's a slippery tackle. He's hard to get down.
No, absolutely, and that's why you like him as a running back, right? It's you can obviously run the football when everything's blocked up well, like he did on the touchdown. But then when it's not, if somebody misses their block and you slip by him, he's able to still make you look good by, hey, shaking and shimming, get out there and make a guy miss, and you still get positive yards, picks up 4 on a play that maybe should have been a loss of 1.
Second and 6 for Merced. Getting seems to be a play change. Looks to be, at the moment, one safety over the top. Maybe we'll see another one leak out, but it's fake handoff, and I'm not sure if that play was designed that way, but Magana, he gets hit again. And how many times do you tell your quarterback, hey, I really need you to slide, man. I want to have you the next flight.
You're in my head because, I've had some quarterbacks in the past. One that played for me in high school and ended up playing for us here. that him and I have had that conversation about 1,000 times. So much so that he played in a professional game in Europe this last summer and texted me. Goes, I slid. I said, I know, I saw it. I was watching. Said, I'm so proud of you for finally sliding. And he's a baseball player. I'm like, you know how to slide? You play baseball. He's like, I know. I just one of those things. And then he always trying to hurdle a guy or cut back. I'm like, just stop getting hit every time you touch the football.
And Phillips wrapped up another flag down.
So it's funny you say that because, yes, I've had that conversation with a quarterback, a lot of quarterbacks, but that one in particular, where he literally texts me, and it was probably 8 o'clock in the morning in my time, and he's like, I slid. I'm like, I know, I was watching. I saw it. I said, you even ran out of bounds once and didn't get hit. And he goes, I know, I thought of you when I did it. I was like, there you go.
That's good. So
it's about time.
You're ingrained in his brain. That's good.
Like I said, we've had probably thousands of conversations where I'm watching the film with him going, do we have to take this hit? We get a yard. I would take 3rd and 2 instead of 3rd and 1. Just don't get hit again. So, yeah, absolutely. That's one of those things where you get to the sideline, got to bounce. If you're a quarterback, now if you're a running back or something like that, I'm all for, hey, get another yard or two. But quarterbacks, not so much.
And that holding penalty did cost Merced. Now 3rd and 12. And we could see De Anza bring some pressure.
Yeah, and it's 2-down territory, too, for Merced. So look for him to just try and chip away at this, maybe get half of it before.
Hopkins showing blitz. And right over the middle, great catch. And did he get the first down? Or
Yes,
he did by a couple yards. Great play by Merced.
No, absolutely.
Catch
and
by
again,
Harris.
That's that little look right across the middle with the tight end. You'll see they got a play action. Hits it right across the middle. Just replacing the linebackers as they step up on that play action. And a great job there by finding the receiver by Magana. Over the middle brings up a 1st and 10.
Ruiz in the slot.
Pressure coming from De Anza. And again, this is where I like this system, right? You get up there, you fake dummy count it, and then the defense shows you exactly what they're going to do.
Hopkins dropped back in coverage, and that ball is, did he scoop it? Yeah, it is. And it's intercepted again. Magana's pass that looked to be in double coverage. You had Hopkins there. That was a tight window, if anyone. And another turnover and interception for De Anza.
Yeah, and that's a killer there because you're inside the red zone. You can't turn the ball over, and it's thrown behind the receiver. And a great job by Hopkins just go down and making the play at the 5-yard line for the Mountain Lions, coming up with the interception. And that's like I said, that's a killer. There was good coverage there by the defense. Nowhere to really throw it to and trying to force it in that time. I was Magana. If I'm Merced, I think I'd rather off just say throw the ball into the bleachers there and live to fight another day, or run it. Hey, take it into yourself and run. It's 1st down. You can't turn the ball over there. And now Mountain Lions a chance to add on to this lead before half.
This is the longest drive they would have to make, trying to cut it to the outside swarm of Blue Devils. And get a few yards. Still 5 minutes, approaching 5 minutes left in the first half. And that's the 2nd interception of the day by Merced.
Yeah, and this is where De Anza can really pile it on, because if you go down to score here, you get the ball to start the second half too.
Good run by Constant, the running back from New Jersey. And now we enter 3rd down. Still deep in their own territory, about the 14-yard line. 3rd and 2. They're in a good spot right now to you could kind of go deep. You could kind of get the first down.
Yeah, and this is where Merced's had problems today getting off the field too. They've given up a big touchdown on 3rd down. They've given up some big plays on 3rd down, and they've also committed some turnovers to create first downs for De Anza. So
quick slant on that left side, and that'll be just enough for the first down.
There's that guy again, right?
Yeah, Akeem Wright.
He does things other than catch those long touchdown passes. That time he just runs a slant on the single receiver side. Did a good job of just finding the open spot, settling down, and then making the play and getting the first down for De Anza.
When you have a guy who's already approaching 1,000 yards in receiving, I mean, you're an offensive guy. That's nice when you have a weapon like
Absolutely.
that, right?
Love him, right? Hey, we say it all the time. Get the ball in playmaker's hands, and he's definitely a playmaker. Single coverage down here at the bottom of the field. I wouldn't be shocked to see him go to him again. There it is.
Screen, and he's got some blockers, and he's good amount of space. Great catch, and pretty much enough for another first down, yes. Keem Wright getting busy.
No, I love it. And like I said, you had single coverage down here. I could have told you that's where it was going. And
you were
I
right.
actually did. You know, it's you fake the screen up top, you come back at the bottom, nobody there. And again, it's just making the right call, right?
Yeah, the right. That's, yeah.
You know, hey.
Who needs Tony Romo when I have you?
That's right.
That's a great,
Absolutely.
look at that.
Now you got 3-by-1 again right at the top of the screen. I like the coverage at the bottom of the screen, too. It's single coverage down here at the bottom. We'll see if they go that way.
And another run, a good little cut. Get about a couple yards. Constant again. Physical, couple yards carry.
Yeah, that's one of those things like I talked about earlier with Merced is just run the football a little bit, Anza, just kind of keep things honest, right? You can't it's easy on a defense if you know, hey, you're going to just sit back there and throw the ball 65 times in a game, right? Everybody knows, hey, we can play drop eight, we can run coverage, we can do that, this and that, we can roll to the field. But when you have that element of just, hey, they may hand the ball off every now and then and just kind of keep us to where we have to be looking at that running back, it just changes things.
Kirby stepping up in the pocket, and he's got some speed, but great tackle by the Merced defense, keeping him in the pocket.
And it helps to have a quarterback that's mobile too, right? I mean, we saw him take off for a touchdown early. The Bakersfield product down there out of Buchanan High School.
Elias Ruiz, that was a good tackle because Kirby, he was turning on the Jets. He was moving.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I said Fresno. It's Clovis. Don't send the letters. My fault. I knew it was Buchanan High School. I just misplaced the Southern. You know, it's Anthony Silva's fault. We'll blame him.
I can take it. Kirby firing downfield. Great coverage. And that ball's incomplete, intended to Akeem Wright. Good coverage by Ruiz. And, we have an injury about the 25-yard line. Offensive lineman slow to get up.
But what it is, it was a third down where the Devils got off the field, right? So that's huge defensive stop there for Merced, keeping it a 24-point game. Now, how much do you wish you would have scored on that last drive, right? I mean, just to kind of get a situation where you could have got two scores here before the end of the half. But this sets up a possession, assuming there's no penalties on the special teams or turnover on special teams, a big offensive possession for Coach Borba and his offensive unit for the Blue Devils.
So 4 touchdowns for De Anza, and this is their first punt of the game, and it takes a nice friendly bounce for them. And it looks like Merced will set up shop around the 31-yard line.
So 69 yards away from the end zone for Borba and the Blue Devil offense.
So your 6th drive on the field, the last 5, here we go. So you have interception, field goal, touchdown, that was a pick 6, and then you have another, you had that interception and that turnover. There's just a lot of turnovers on the board. Now, but you still got it. You're down 24 points. You can't just run the ball, right?
No, I mean, this is you got to go for it here. This is a chance to cut in this lead, and you feel good if you're Merced, if you can score here. And that was almost another one of those interceptions that you just love as a quarterback where it's tipped in the air and the defense is saying, ooh. I mean, I've been places where, and it's kind of a normal defensive thing, is, hey, we intercept all tip passes and overthrows, right? And when that ball goes tipped in the air, you see defensive eyes just light up green because they know, oh, this is an easy chance to get a pick. That time it falls to the ground, though, harmlessly.
2nd and 10 for Merced.
These some of the guys cheat anyway. They always don't want to. They don't want to do the work to catch the ball. They just want to get those tips.
And there's a QB option. Magana got about 1 to 2 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and long. But De Anza's defense, they might be hungry for another sack. Try to get in there, make a play. But let's see how Merced can respond.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to send us to the 2-minute timeout.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, Coming from anywhere in the 209 or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
34-10. We're at the 2-minute warning. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Blue Devils, as Magana's had a interception in his last drive, which was in the red zone that seemed to be costly. But they also had those penalties. They had a screen pass. He popped over the top and had a first down. It was a great play, and then it got called back. It's just, gosh, things that frustrate you. And they're frustrating me, and I'm not even coaching. You want to see good plays.
No, absolutely, and that's the situation. Right now you're in a position where if you don't get a first down, if you're Merced, Anza, you look to call timeout, and you got a chance to put points on the board here before halftime, like I said.
Magana dropping back, and he's got somebody wide open over the middle of the field. That was Harris, and he had a house call if he caught that football.
Yeah, that pass just a little overthrown. And like you said, there's that absolute touchdown. Just one of those ones Magana's going to look back and say, oh, I wish I could have just put a little more air under that one, because Harris was all by himself.
That was a house call. Oh, man, I was even ready to go up there. But those are the plays you talked about.
Dancing up
yeah,
there. He was seeing it, and then it didn't happen.
Oh,
but yeah, absolutely.
Man.
I mean, that's those freshman situations, right? Freshmen give and take. And that time, just a little overthrown.
And here's another punt. And there's a return and swallowed up. About midfield is where Anza will take place, and got some guys pushing and shoving, but there seems to be relatively peace.
Yeah, and now Anza, like I said, they're at the 50-yard line. They got a chance to double up here. If they score here, they also get the ball to start the second half, and that could be bad news for Merced. Good news if you're a Anza fan, though. Hey, chance to kind of put things away and early here.
Yeah, a lot of time, have timeouts, 24-point lead.
Yeah, and you got to watch right here if you're Merced, because I have a feeling they're gonna throw a deep ball to him at some point in this drive.
Keem Wright's at the top of your screen. And here's a handoff, kicking it to the left.
Or you can just hand the ball off and gain 20 yards.
20,
on the first
yeah.
play, yeah.
Addison with the speed.
Okay, he didn't gain 20, he only gained 17. Still.
It's good to get that pressure off. It seems Anza's just a well-oiled machine. Right now,
No, they got dudes everywhere, and that's the thing. I mean, doing their games for the last couple of weeks that I've done, you get a chance to see these guys, and it's just impressive to see how well they move the football when they can keep, out of their own heads and then stay off the penalty train. Like, they've done a pretty good job tonight other than the one drive.
And another run right up the middle. Isaiah Addison again. And he was busy last week. He had a 44-yard touchdown, so it's no surprise he's going to be getting the rock quite often in this one.
Yeah, timeout called by Anza there. Coach D'Agostino using the timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back with more after this on NorCal Sports TV.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice, and she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally, for me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with conflict, saying I ain't do this or that. I just took criticism and just be better later on in life.
2nd and 9 at 31-yard line. Kirby in the gun. Stepping up in the pocket, and he's got some room. And, he takes a good hit there, and he's just short of the first down. And we're going to get another timeout.
Yep, Kirby doing a good job of just climbing the pocket, and then nothing there.
And
takes off.
Takes their second charge timeout. So now 3rd and short. And so you're on De Anza's sideline right now. You're feeling pretty good. But when do you think about saying, okay, you know what, I have a play in here we haven't used in a while, let's see what we could do? Or is it more like, no, we're sticking to this because it's working?
I mean, if I'm De Anza, I like, trying to pick up the first down here. You still got plenty of time left, even though you only got one timeout left. But, I mean, you are already almost at the 20-yard line, so you got plenty of time there. I like just trying to find some medium-range play here, pick up the first down, and then you go up and you can run your play from there. I think, like I said, I still want to see him go to right here, and I expect some kind of a shot to the end zone with him.
And he is at the top of your screen. There's a little screen pass, good jump cut. That was Weber, and he'll hop out of bounds, and that stops the clock.
Yeah, and Weber doing a good job there of just being the guy to run. They ran off right, and then they just ran the little bubble behind him, picking up the first down, getting out of bounds, do everything positive there. 1:09 left, even though our clock on the screen here is still running because I didn't hit the button.
Yeah, 1:09. Continuing this march down the field. They're in the red zone. Good handoff to Addison, who fires up the middle, and that's going to be another touchdown. Look how he accelerated out of that offensive line, and he was gone.
No, and then again, you can, like I said, it's nice to have a weapon. You can just turn and hand the ball off like Addison. Yes, De Anza's a spread team, and they throw the football a lot, but they also can run the ball here. As you see offensive linemen just get a hat on a hat, and Addison making the DBs pay for trying to tackle him, pushing him into the end zone. And right now it's all De Anza here as they're at 40-10, pending the extra point.
Yeah, lengthy drive just before the 2-minute warning. March down the field, another touchdown, and pending this extra point, which is good, and it's 41-10 with just about a minute to go in the first half. De Anza showing why they're one of the best teams in the state. How momentum changes like that, too.
No, absolutely. I mean, you were just saying it, right? Hey, what could have been for Merced, you had a couple chances to score. Instead, you turn the ball over in the red zone. De Anza goes down and scores, and it just that quick, things can change and flip a football game.
Yeah, and even with the pick sixes that occurred, off fingertips, off hands, and then Hopkins took it to the house, but getting a first down on a screenplay, which was a penalty, and it resulted into that. It's just the sauce was working, and then that one mistake, boom, then you compound it.
No, and to De Anza's credit, they've been able to stay away from that. Like I said, other than the one drive that they kept alive for Merced in the first half, or first quarter where they got the field goal, they've been able to stay out of the penalty situation that usually haunts them. So good on them.
Turn crossing the 20-yard line, about at the 25. And it'll get pushed out of bounds. We'll see how they respond here with a few timeouts. Just a minute to go. Clock's still running again. They might have to tweak that. So 19-yard line. You're trying to figure things out with Merced's offense. Are you kind of just, we're going to take a knee and get out of here, or do we want to see what we could do here? Since we're down, we need to.
No, I think you need to go for it. I mean, you're down 31 points, and De Anza gets the ball to start the second half. So I expect Coach Borber to kind of come out with something that's one of the core plays, you call it, and you're looking for something that hey, we can run this play, and then if it's effective and you're able to get some positive yards, then you go into your NASCAR offense and you're going. If it doesn't, then maybe you slow things down and you kind of look and be like, okay, maybe we should just go to the locker room and reset things. But they are resetting the clock. I think it should be at 56. Let's see.
Yeah, 56. About.
Okay, yep, I'm on it today. Yes. But in the stadium here, it's 49.7.
Yeah, there were a pretty good chunk of seconds that came off the clock. And it looks like 53 on the clock.
See, I was wrong. I was off by 3 seconds.
And there we go, 53 seconds on the clock. 1st and 10, Magana in the gun. And they're going to hand it off and see what they can kind of salvage out of it, and it didn't seem like much, and they swarm him. That whole defensive line fired through, and there is a penalty after the play. High likelihood this was on Anza. See what this is about.
Yeah, and then this could change gears too. Merced was run the ball. Hey, like you said, let's get out of here. Let's go to the locker room. If this is on Anza, it's going to push the ball out near the 40-yard line.
Waiting to see what the call is.
No, it's on Merced. Okay.
Wow, it's on Merced.
So, again, Merced, it just kind of pushes himself even further back. And
Valdivia, the offensive lineman.
Good thing Anza only has one timeout because they could capitalize on this here if they so chose. But
very long way to go if Merced would like to score. With 40 seconds to go in the first half, and the officials are still gathering over. Trying to get set up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the delay is here. It's 2nd down. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it was after the play
2nd
was
and
over.
21. There we go. They started the clock up, and now it's going down. 35 and counting. And there's a handoff. Phillips, just great agility. He can really get you some yards. And they cross the 20. And we'll see if they want to run another play or they're just going to say, hey, the first half's over.
Excellent block by their center, number 54, Valdivia.
Phillips has been one of the brighter spots in this offense, though, I will say, compared to other, we're talking about ups and downs that they've had. He's been a bright spot.
No, absolutely. I'm shocked Merced going to run another play.
Yeah, they're giving it to him again, and he's swallowed up in the backfield. Great tackle by Rebutton. And that is going to be the end of the first half. It's 41-10. Anza with the dominant performance on both sides of the ball. Well, really all three phases. And the Blue Devils are going to try to find a way to respond. We will be back.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice. And she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with conflict, saying I ain't do this or that. I just took criticism and just be better later on in life.
Honestly, coming to Anza, I wouldn't have asked for help. I would try to do things on my own and make a way, but I found out actually reaching out to your resources will definitely help me in the long run.
The calculators, the scientific calculators that they provide are the best because those are very expensive, as well as the iPads and computers that we can rent over there are really good, and the hotspot as well that we have really helps overall.
Financially, it helped me by ways though. It helped me buy my hygiene stuff, get some food, and help me pay for all books. Everything I need, school-wise, financially, we was able to cover that.
It's a place to get away from all the distractions that surround being a student athlete, get to focus on my work. It's just that safe haven.
Those mental health check-ins that we have every Thursday, I found it really helpful because now it's like, I'm not trying to sound corny, but it's like I feel it's like a safe place other than the football field where I can just like listen to someone, or where they even like give us a spot to go to when we need help and stuff.
We won't know everybody's backstory. We won't know what they did before they got here, what they're gonna do next. But everybody that come here, not in the same situations. Some people come to California for school and they start off homeless. With 12U being open from 9 to 8, that's a good place to be, relax, chill, eat, while watching TV, do homework, until you gotta leave out and go face reality later on. But still, fast helps a lot, a lot.
Out of my mom's kids, I'm the first to graduate college. Now I got my godsons talking about like, oh, I'm gonna get a master's and I'm gonna get this. I want to set the example of, you know, that anybody can make a change. Education is important and that they should pursue education. And also for other, you know, kids that are maybe in the crowd that have family members like me, or maybe they grew up the way that I grew up, and just show them that, hey, you know, we can all do this. This is not just for a specific demographic. Everybody's welcome at school.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209 or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and like our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice. And she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and like, all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with like conflict, like saying I ain't do this or that. Like I just took criticism and just be better later on in life.
Honestly, coming to Anza, I wouldn't have asked for help. I would try to like do things on my own and make a way, but I found out like actually reaching out to your resources will definitely help me in the long run.
The calculators, the scientific calculators that they provide are the best because those are very expensive, as well as the iPads and computers that we can rent over there are really good, and the hotspot as well that we have really helps overall.
Financial aid helped me by ways though. It helped me buy my hygiene stuff, get some food, and help me pay for all books. Everything I need, like school-wise, financial aid was able to cover that.
It's a place to get away from all the distractions that surround being a student athlete, get to focus on my work. It's just that safe haven.
Those mental health check-ins that we have every Thursday, I found it really helpful because now it's like, I'm not trying to sound corny, but it's like I feel it's like a safe place other than the football field where I can just like listen to someone, or where they even like give us a spot to go to when we need help and stuff.
We won't know everybody's backstory. We won't know what they did before they got here, what they're gonna do next. But everybody that come here, not in the same situations. Some people come to California for school and they start off homeless. With 12 you being open from 9 to 8, that's a good place to be, relax, chill, eat while watching TV, do homework, until you gotta leave out and go face reality later on. But still, FAST helps a lot.
My mom's kids, I'm the first to graduate college. Now I got my godsons talking about like, oh, I'm gonna get a master's and I'm gonna get this. I want to set the example of, that anybody can make a change. Education is important and that they should pursue education. And also for other, kids that are maybe in the crowd that have family members like me, or maybe they grew up the way that I grew up, and just show them that, hey, we can all do this. This is not just for a specific demographic. Everybody's welcome at school.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209, or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and like our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice. And she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and like, all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with like conflict, like saying I ain't do this or that. Like I just took criticism and just be better later on in life.
Honestly, coming to Anza, I wouldn't have asked for help. I would try to like do things on my own and make a way, but I found out like actually reaching out to your resources will definitely help me in the long run.
The calculators, the scientific calculators that they provide are the best because those are very expensive, as well as the iPads and computers that we can rent over there are really good, and the hotspot as well that we have really helps overall.
Financial aid helped me buy ways though. It helped me buy my hygiene stuff, get some food, and help me pay for all books. Everything I need, like school-wise, financial aid was able to cover that.
It's a place to get away from all the distractions that surround being a student athlete, get to focus on my work. It's just that safe haven.
Those mental health check-ins that we have every Thursday, I found it really helpful because now it's like, I'm not trying to sound corny, but it's like I feel it's like a safe place other than the football field where I can just like listen to someone, or where they even like give us a spot to go to when we need help and stuff.
We won't know everybody's backstory. We won't know what they did before they got here, what they're gonna do next. But everybody that come here, not in the same situations. Some people come to California for school and they start off homeless. With 12 you being open from 9 to 8, that's a good place to be, relax, chill, eat, while watching TV, do homework, until you gotta leave out and go face reality later on. But still, fast helps a lot, a lot.
Out of my mom's kids, I'm the first to graduate college. Now I got my godsons talking about like, oh, I'm gonna get a master's and I'm gonna get this. I want to set the example of, you know, that anybody can make a change. Education is important and that they should pursue education. And also for other, you know, kids that are maybe in the crowd that have family members like me, or maybe they grew up the way that I grew up, and just show them that, hey, you know, we can all do this. This is not just for a specific demographic. Everybody.
Welcome back as we'll get started here in the second half. Merced College taking on De Anza. And Jeremy, this has been an interesting first half. A lot of turnovers, a little bit of sloppy play by Merced, and De Anza has just been a smooth sailing ship.
No, absolutely. It's been a capitalization of gifts, we'll call it. It's a giving season last night, trick or treats, right? Well, it's been lots of tricks, not a lot of treats for Merced tonight, or today, excuse me. But, you know, hey, I was talking to some people at halftime, and they said, hey, it really should be like a 28-17 type of game. And you're right. I mean, the Merced had a chance to go down and score. They turned the ball over inside the 5-yard line. A couple special teams mistakes cost Merced field position and points.
And an onside kick that will belong to. There's a flag. Could have been touched before 10 yards.
It's
or
offsides
offside.
on Merced. It's a great idea. They did a good job of executing. They recovered it. And now a flag is going to cost them another. This is actually just cost them a turnover. So now they're going to push it back 5 yards and re-kick it. And so everybody, I love the special teams idea there to start the second half of the onside kick. De Anza obviously wasn't ready for it and wasn't looking for it. But
that would have been a great shift of momentum start the second half if they
yeah,
were to get that. Good idea, like you said, good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Now it's going to move you back 5 yards and re-kick it.
There's a
wait.
wait.
De Anza offense doesn't know what's going on because they came on the field and they're looking around like, wait a minute, coach, what?
And yeah, here we go.
Reset a 5-yard penalty, re-kick, because Merced recovered it. If De Anza recovered it, they would just tack the 5 yards on him, and the offense would have got the ball. So
Right. So now we're pretty much back to traditional football when it used to be kicked off at the 30-yard line many years ago.
Again, I mean, the onside is there still. There's nobody in the middle of the field. Does Merced go ahead and say, hey, we're going to try it a second time, and we'll see.
See if they double down. Slightly more alert now.
Yeah, exactly.
In the middle of the field. Yeah. And now they'll just kick it off. And there's a good boot.
Nice kick all the way down inside the 10.
Oh, and he muffed. They picked it up. He's trying to kick it left, and then he's spinning back right. Wow, what a lot of yards he's running for just to get to about the 27-yard line. There was a lot going on in that little sequence, and Butler finally tackled for De Anza.
Yeah, absolutely. And Butler, he had to touch the big kickoff return earlier that it wasn't the touchdown. He was the one that got tackled just inside the 10-yard line, or the 20-yard line rather. But yeah, I mean, he ran probably 60 yards to get 5. But that's the shake and wiggle that he has, though. He has that opportunity to just go ahead and take it to the house anytime he touches the football. The freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland, Milford Mills Academy.
And even the last drives, you've had 5 drives in the first half, and I'll tell you exactly how they went for De Anza. Touchdown, one punt, and just, of course, the defense helped out as well.
Punter, dang it, he had to get his jersey.
Yeah. First play, second half, shotgun, and it'll be a run up the middle, and he spins for about 4 yards. Good run there by
the punter for De Anza today has had the job, right? He come out once, kick the ball, go back and stand on the sideline, hang on the bench. He's over there. He just practiced a couple kicks into the net, and he's like, okay, I'm good. I'm ready to go. Should you need me, but you haven't needed me very much today, so go ahead and go do your thing.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah, go offense.
2nd and 6 from the 27-yard line. Bottom of your screen, you'll see Akeem Wright. And they'll fire on the opposite side. And there's Tyrone Nix. And that's the first time we've actually called his name today, the 5'11 sophomore.
Yeah, to Fremont High School in Oakland, California, 5'11", 170. good job of finding the open space in the defense again that time, and he just sat down and was able to present himself an easy target to the quarterback, Kirby, and Merced not able to get off the field on third down once again, right? That's kind of the theme we had in the first half. Second half starts out much the same.
And there's a play action and slippery. He's trying to get the tackle, and he missed him. But he's just holding on that jersey for dear life.
Yes, I think he was holding on to the undershirt, actually.
Yeah,
but
it was Weber.
Still, Weber just shows the weight room leg drive. No need to push the sled today, Coach. I got it. Here we go. Drive him for 3-4 yards before he falls off and brings up a 2nd and 2 after a gain of 8.
The durability of those compression shirts, Under Armour, that should be a commercial on its own. Hey,
right?
We don't rip.
Right? You show, hey, look at this. Look what we can do.
And that was an 8-yard gain through the air, which brings up 2nd and short. In motion is Terrain, and he's going to get it back. Did a good job working what he had there, and it's going to be a first down. Moving the chains, just simple plays, and Anza's moving. And we have a stoppage of play. A player is injured, and seems to be in a lot of pain.
You take a look at the replay here, just that return motion. You get the 3 receiver side, you got blocking, and then, you got rolled up on there on the ankle. So that'll send us to a commercial break. We'll be back after this on NorCal Sports TV.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and like our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice, and she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and like, all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with like conflict, like saying I ain't do this or that. Like I just took criticism and just be better later on in life.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and like our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice, and she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and like, all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just
Elias Ruiz was helped off the field, and we hope he's okay. Now we'll resume play as Kirby's in the shotgun. He's been stepping up in the pocket all day, and he delivers a dart. And trying to hurdle a defender, well, at least an attempt to. It wasn't the biggest jump I've seen, but great play by Terrain to keep the chains moving and getting good yardage for a first down.
Hey, Terrain just trying to show off on film, right? Hey, get that 5'8", 210 body up in the air. Say, hey, look, Coach, I got some athleticism. I can show you some film where I'm jumping in the air and doing some Saquon Barkley type things, right?
Oh, man, that's but it was a great play, though. Good job to get the first down.
He's a solid running back, and a thick running back, brings the boom with him, has that shake and wiggle. Got to be some scouts at the next level looking at him.
And a beautiful dart over the play, and he almost broke the tackle for a touchdown. How did he catch that? Did you see that? Holy cow, what a play.
Hey, Wright doing right things. Take a look here on the replay.
When in doubt, go to Wright.
Yep, single coverage.
Look at that.
No coverage, and he kind of gets away with maybe a push-off, but still, I mean, that was great coverage by the defensive back for Merced, number 23, out there in coverage for the Blue Devils.
That was Vasquez.
But it didn't matter. Wright says, I don't care. If you're single covering me, I'm open. That's we used to have a slogan with one of my quarterbacks. If it's single coverage is no coverage, throw it up and let our guy go get it.
And right back to him. And, that was great coverage by Vasquez. He didn't want to – you had me one time, you're not going to give me this time.
Hey, and again, and that's that battle right between those two guys, and that the defensive back, you got to have that mentality of, I don't care that you got me last play. I'm going to go get you the next play, and short memory. And it was a good slant route, good ball delivery, just a good job of getting his hands in there and knocking it down by the DB. Every now and then those defensive guys make a play. You got to kind of just shake your head and be like, that doesn't happen very often. That's okay.
Yeah. Let's see who they have.
Now Wright's in the slot in the left there. I love that option. I'd like to throw the out to him real quick and see if he can get in.
Tight coverage,
Bubble to him,
and that one
it.
looks like Kirby didn't even have a good hand on the ball, and they tried to get it to him.
No, like I said, they saw the same thing I did. Hey, coverage over there is playing off. Give him a chance to just go over there and make the play. Had it in his hands, and I think he just kind of looked up trying to see where the defender was before he caught it. Got to catch that one, and then if you catch that one, you got your second touchdown of the day. And instead, it brings up a 3rd and goal and a good chance now for Merced to try and force a field goal and kind of stay competitive in this game.
6th play of the drive, 3rd and goal.
Same coverage, though. Slot, bail technique.
And there's Zerain. They're going to run it right up the middle and maybe get a couple good stand by the Merced defense. And the Blue Devils, see what they have planned here, but great stop there.
Lange coming up making a play for Merced College, and an interesting play call there, a 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Run the football, come out here and kick a field goal. I guess you figure you're up by 31. It's going to be okay. Get a chance to get your field goal kicker some work.
So the field goal unit we'll see here. This should be a chip shot. And the kick is off the crossbar, and then it's caught, and it's if I'm not mistaken, it's a dead ball. Yeah, it is. Maybe there's another rule we could write down we hope to change in the future.
Right? Hey, let's make it like arena football. You miss it, you can run it back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty
off the upright. Take it, baby. Because, hey, if it was, he was gone. There was nobody catching him.
That's one of those plays you see things happen by accident. Like, and the next touchdown.
Yeah. I love it. I like that. Let's make the rule change. Let's get it exciting, And hey, but like we talked about, hey, Anza had a chance to capitalize there and work on the special teams thing. They missed the field goal, and now Merced has a little bit of momentum. Let's see if they can go down and put one in the end zone. And there's a lot of football left. You still got 26 minutes left to play because there's no running clock and mercy rule in college football. So we're going to be here for the duration. Might as well make it interesting, right? If you were said.
We'll buckle up here. Let's see.
Look for shot. Merced take a shot here.
It's in 10, and there's Phillips. They're going to give it right to him, and he's picking up right where he left off. Very patient runner, knows when to switch speeds, and what a great run for about 23 yards.
Told you they're going to take a shot. That's a shot play, right? And they're going to give it to Phillips. No. Wasn't what I was expecting, but, hey, it works out nonetheless, right? That's a chunk play. Coaches usually chart, though, as, hey, how many runs can we get that are plus 12 to 15? That one checks the box and picks up a big first down for Merced.
There's a screen pass on the outside, just trying to get something there out of nothing, and it's caught by Davis.
Yeah, but 2 positive plays in a row. You pick up yards on 2nd down. 2nd and 7 for Merced. And if you're Anza and your coaching staff over there, you got to be like, hey, I know we're up big, but this is a chance to go ahead and get some stats and do some stuff. If you're on defense, you got to go make plays.
They've had multiple opportunities to get points on the board, and just whether it was an interception or a penalty, it has thrown them off, and here they are trying to march down the field after a great run on the first play of the drive by Phillips for 23 yards. And Anza's bringing the heat. Phillips, another jump cut, bursts right through, and man, is he dancing. What a great run again by Phillips, and a first down for the Blue Devils.
Absolutely, and again, this is a situation where we talked about earlier where he's good enough to make up for some of the mistakes up front, right? I mean, you see a guy blitzing.
Watch this.
Boom. 1, 2, 3 guys before he's actually brought down.
Wow. Deanza's showing blitz. And as you said, they show blitz like, okay, hey, we're going to chill out. Let's see what adjustments are made.
Absolutely. It's just a situation where you get to kind of see what's coming, and then you can adjust from the sideline if you're the coaching staff.
And there is a penalty flag down, but a good play action run. And there's a flag that came all the way from there. Wow, did you see that? He threw that 20 yards.
Yeah, that official's going to need to ice his shoulder here after the game. He launched that thing, but
wow,
you're going to have multiple penalties here on the play. You got whatever happened on the snap, probably some kind of procedural penalty, and then right here, boom, a blindside block that's going to get called by Merced. So worst case scenario for Anza, you're going to replay the down. Best case scenario, both penalties are on Merced. And we got officials talking to Coach Panasco on the sideline. So,
and once again, like another good play, they're moving down the field, and then bam, momentum stopped again. Bravo had a good catch, and it's just another frustrating penalty as a coach. And the penalties will offset. Ruiz was charged for Merced with the block in the back, and then the penalty on Anza. So we're going to redo the down, basically.
Yep, it is no play, reset, everything goes over. So
1st and 10 at the 44. Fourth play of the drive for Merced. See what they dial up. Anza creeping up to the line of scrimmage, showing some pressure, and they are all over it. And we tried it. No, they're going to rule it dead. They didn't even allow him to break the tackle. Rebutton just bursting through the middle on the defensive line.
Yeah, I thought Magana almost lost the football there. It looked like his hands came off it for a second and able to come back and make the play. But, yeah, good job there by the defensive line. Rebutton come up and make a play.
Rebutton's been moving all across the defensive line. He's been in the middle. Now you see him. He's going to be at the top of the line there, and he's just been very active. A guy I've been saying his name a few times today, so he's been doing a great job, and that was a 2-yard tackle for loss there. And it's 2nd and 12. Magana, once again, rolling to the right, and he's heaving it downfield, and great coverage. All over it. Excellent coverage over there on the far side. Caleb Richardson. This secondary has been on point today.
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple breaks that they had the big sideline shot there that set up the touchdown. And then right before half, they had the receiver, Harris, running right down the middle of the
Wide
field.
open.
But
Yeah.
other than those couple plays, yeah, they've been a good job of just being there, running in phase with the with the running back or receivers. Tight end, whatever the situation is. And so, yeah, they've done a good job of playing coverage, and then their defensive line does get enough pressure to put some pressure on Magana. So Anza's defense doing their thing.
It's a defense that only allows just over 137 passing yards a game, and there was almost another interception. And he's hitting the grass really hard there. That was great coverage by Desmond Sampson, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, and look for punt unit to come on the field here for Merced. Try and pin Anza deep again. And another missed opportunities for Merced. The penalty kind of bogged things down, right? Even though it was a replay of down, you had the first down inside the 30-yard line. Instead, back out by midfield, unable to get things going.
Abel Carrillo back to punt for Merced. And it was a promising drive to start off. A few plays by Phillips. He ripped through the line of scrimmage, got great yardage, but ultimately resulted in a punt. And there's a great punt by Carrillo, and it's going to go all the way to the 1-yard line. But there is a flag down. Is it going to be roughing the kicker, or this could be a little momentum shift that we've seen multiple times today?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it is against Anza. You'll see it right here. Coming up, boom. It's going to be a call against De Anza for trying, I think, jump over the wall, the defenders. Yep.
And you're right, yeah.
So you can't leap over the shield.
Jaleel
You
Hawkins.
run that shield punt, and then De Anza just tries to go up and over it, and then gets called for the penalty. So another time, hey, we saw this in the first half, right? The one field goal on the second possession for Merced was aided by a roughing the punter kick call. This time, the call, same punt formation, gives them a first down inside the 1 yard line, between the 30 31 yard line.
And this could be a shift that they need. I mean, we've seen this multiple times, but can Merced capitalize now? That's the question. And let's see what they got in their bag. Looking opposite of where he was running, and good coverage. There was nothing going there. Good read
that's a
by
good
the
job
SD.
there by that defensive lineman, number 45, I think it was, for De Anza. He read the screen and just got in the hip pocket. Yep, Hawkins, the D lineman out of Newton, Owen Mills, Maryland. You see that throwback screen, and he's right there. I mean, if it's not thrown over his head, he might pick it and go to the house.
That'd be another one. Yeah, it's like, woof. Said trying to get creative and move the football. And now it's 2nd and 10. Phillips, he's been a big bright spot for this offense. Look at him rumbling down the field, and he picks up about 10. That's a strong run. He's just had a lot of success to keep feeding them.
Yeah, absolutely. Phillips, again, getting the first down and pick up of 10. And one side note here, talking to some people at Merced, they did lose their starting quarterback this week. He wasn't playing. He isn't playing today. And so they came out with number 2 and then eventually went to number 3 quarterback here. And so just one kind of caveat here to the game so far, and that's why Phillips maybe bigger offensive weapon so far here than maybe would have been.
Malke Jr. had that tackle for a loss of a few yards. They're trying to focus on Phillips, who's been just really hard to tackle.
We got a timeout called by De Anza, I believe.
Yeah. So timeout on the field, and we will take a break as well. (41-10). De Anza leading by 31. Remember, the winner of this game has an open path for the Golden Coast League Championship, as Merced at the moment trying to battle their way into the red zone, but it's been an uphill battle, and as you said earlier, you pointed to it, not having your starting quarterback is pretty unfortunate when you're going to a big game like this.
Yeah, David Herrera, the normal starting quarterback for Merced, he's got an injury that he tried to work through all week, and then it just decided, hey, he couldn't go this morning. So that's why we've seen 2 different quarterbacks here so far in the game.
And Skinner absolutely blew that play up. Phillips had no chance, and he has a right to flex those shoulders after a hit like that.
Yeah, and if you're Phillips, you go back to the huddle, say, hey, Magana, what are you doing here? This is a clear read to keep it, and he flips it out there, and
there's nowhere to go.
Skinner says, thank you, I'll take that. That's an easy tackle, and looks good on the highlight film, big hit. And meanwhile, Jabari's like, whoa, hey, what'd I do to make you mad? Magana, come on.
It's 3rd and long, and as you know, people watching, yeah, there are coaches here. We saw coaches from Colorado, from Oregon. There is a fair amount of talent in the building trying to see the future of their program. Magana searching through, and he pumped it, brought it back in, and then sacked by Rabutnam. Man, he's a star today. Look at that. Had a few tackles for loss and then a big-time sack. And that is his 2nd sack of the season.
Yeah, and this is a big. I mean, you got to go for it here because you're kind of in that no man's land. You're too far to kick a field goal, too short to punt, and it's not one you like if you're an offensive coordinator. There's not a lot of things you got to play card for 4th and 20.
Well, let's see what they have in their bag here. The coordinator.
Maybe some kind of hard count to try and get him to jump and get a free 5 and throw it up. Who knows?
Looking a lot of good coverage downfield, and a rifling is Magana, but I just saw you put your hand up to no prevail over there. It wasn't even close to a first down, so it's going to be.
You pick up 12, but you're still 20 yard or 9 yards short, but there's a flag.
Harris
back at the 35-yard line, so hold on. I think it's going to be holding against Merced initially.
And that's what De Anza players are pointing towards.
So they'll decline that and take the play, and it'll be a turnover on downs. More than likely. But like you said earlier, you know, there's coaches in the stands watching the game. You've seen some guys out there, and there's always coaches watching our broadcast, and then they're looking for players. And, you know, this is a situation where you get a chance to kind of put on film what you're about. And that's why you're at JC. I mean, you know, you're here because of a reason, whether it's be athletics, whether it's academics, whether you had a situation where you had to stay home and you wanted to be close to home, whatever it may be. And so you're looking to get that opportunity at the next level. And so you're showing film, and coaches are going to say, hey, yes, your highlight film looks good, but let's see a game or two. Let me see so I can watch and see how did you get those highlights. Did you get them in the 4th quarter when nobody cared? Or were they in the first quarter, or were they game-changing plays where it was important?
Kirby with a little hesitation, and Weber almost with a great one-handed catch, but incomplete.
Kirby doing the pump fake. Basketball season starting.
That was a close one. Yeah, I know. Almost had me jump off the ground.
Jeez. You know.
So how big of an impact did you said academics? You said everyone has their various reasons. But in terms of saying, like a kid goes, I want to be close to home. Have you had convos where it's like, hey, man, you have a lot of talent. Yeah. You need to go?
I did. I've actually – when I was recruiting for a school, I was trying to get a kid out of Texas, and I was like, hey, you know, talking to him, and he's like, Coach, I'd love to come to your program. I love the idea of what you guys are doing and all that. But he goes, but I'm not leaving the state. He goes, I'm not going to move across. At that time, I was in Pennsylvania, and he's like, I'm not moving to Pennsylvania because my mom's
Kirby
here, my grandma's here, my family's here. I can't move, 1,000 miles away from them. I'm not going to leave. I'd rather stay here. Uh-oh. Scoreboard just went out. He goes, I'd rather stay here and play junior college football and be close to my family and do that. And so it is. It's an absolute thing. Sometimes it's your girlfriend she's still a grade behind me, so I'm going to stay home for a year. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to do that, and so I'm going to go play JC for a year. Or, my wife, we're getting married because we're having a kid, and so there's a lot of personal things that happen in this level, and so it is a big difference, and that's one thing you got to think about. You're watching a football game, but these kids all have lives outside of the football field that they're trying to deal with, becoming adults and being in adult situations and taking care of themselves. Some of these guys are living on their own for the first time, and that becomes issues, of living with their friends, and it's not as easy as they thought it was going to be. And I've had kids coaching at the JC level where, hey, where's so-and-so? Oh, man, he went home last night. He flew home to Florida. He's gone.
Wow.
Well, he never told us he was leaving. Oh, yeah, Coach, I got his gear right here. It's right here. He told me to bring it to you and drop it off. And so you're like, okay, and you lose kids in the middle of the night. And all of a sudden you're like, well, he was our starting offensive tackle. How's that going to play out,
It's like, yeah, no, that's great. And we have a timeout on the field, and Merced burns their first timeout. We will take a timeout with them. We'll be right back.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and like our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice. And she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and like, all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with like conflict, like saying I ain't do this or that. Like I just took criticism.
4th and 4, Kirby throwing it over the middle of the field, and are they going to give him the first down?
They are, and that's an interesting call. 4th and 4 on your own 35-yard line, up 31 points in the third quarter, and you go ahead and run a 5-yard in route and pick it up. I mean,
talk about rolling the dice a little bit. I know you're up big, so really your dice.
But still, I mean, it's one of those things. You just kind of usually you're going to punt there. But Coach D says, not today. We're going to leave the kicker on the field, right? Leave the kicker on the sideline. He's warming. He's chilling.
Well, maybe he was the one who made that play. And then speaking of making plays, there is Akeem Wright jumping through tackles across to the 20-yard line. He's going to go untouched for a Mountain Lions touchdown. Man, there's a reason why this guy's highly sought after. Look at that. He might run a 400-meter. He's ready in lane 3.
Yeah, he's going to go run another relay race. I don't know. He looks maybe a little tired. But
yeah,
still.
maybe not. Yeah. Hopefully he's all right. Yeah, he looks. Whew, man, he needs someone get that man a Gatorade.
Oxygen. Get the oxygen mask ready.
Averaging over 100 yards a game, and well, he's cracked that today.
Oh, he's got over 140 on the 2 touchdowns.
He'll definitely be playing big games in his career. Another big touchdown, and De Anza's explosive offense continuing to thrive as it's 47-10, and here's the extra point. And it is good. 48-10, Akeem Wright. Man, big-time plays right there, and he's a big-time player.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209, or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
48-10, Akeem Wright with another touchdown added to his resume. And how often, you coach junior college football, you run into guys that you notice like, oh man, this guy's good, or he's got potential to be he's different from the bunch.
You could see it, right? I mean, like you've seen it tonight. You watch him play, and I mean, a lot of these guys out here are good, and then there's the guy that you're like, okay, that guy's special. Okay, that's the thing you look at, and you go, okay, that guy's the guy that's special on the field. And, I mean, if you go to a JC game in California, you're going to see 2 or 3 guys every time. Usually both teams have some guys that are like that they just, for whatever reason, and we kind of hit on that earlier, is that they didn't get a look, or they had a situation where maybe they had a look and they made a mistake academically or, financially or whatever the situation. And they had to kind of bounce back, is what we call them, and then they bounce back to a JC. And a lot of that is the coaches have connections with other schools, like per se, when I was at Merced here, we had a lot of guys come from Florida. And that's because the head coach at the time, Coach Casey, had a connection over there with some Florida high school coaches and college coaches. And he's like, hey, you need to go hide a guy that you want us to hang on to. And Division I schools are like, hey, we want this guy, but we can't take him. We can't get him into our school, whatever reason. Let's send him out to California, and he'll go to Merced for a year, get his grades right, and then he can come back and play for us. And so you get that connection where there's guys that are kind of bouncing back. And if you've seen Last Chance you see that. And I mean, and as much as that's TV, a lot of that's reality. There's a reason these guys are here, whatever it is. And some of them are just guys that maybe didn't play a lot in high school, and they're late bloomers, and they're like, hey, my senior year I did pretty well, but I really didn't think football was a thing I was going to do. And then I came to college, and I was going to Merced, and I was like, I might as well go try and play football. And then you see them kind of bloom and explode, and then they kind of become a late bloomer. And there's a lot of situations like that too. They just kind of, or like for example, one of the coaches I know him pretty well. I think I could talk about him. He played for me here. He's on a staff down there at Merced right now, coaching the offensive line. Jaden Ramos, right? He was from Hawaii. Played at a good school in Hawaii, high school. Came here because we had some connections with some other kids that came here and been successful and got out of our program here at Merced. And he got to go to NAIA school, played there. NFL coaches were looking at him, and I had a chance to talk to him today, and he said, the reason I didn't go NFL, or I didn't get a chance, is because they look at me and I'm 6 foot. as an offensive lineman. He goes, and eventually they just said, we love your ability. We love your everything about you. If you were 4 inches taller, we'd take you in a second. But you're not 6'4". You're 6 foot, and it just doesn't fit for us to have a 6 foot center or offensive lineman here playing. He goes, your motor's good, your ability, your skills. It's just the fact that you're not 6'4".
Those genetic, just
and there's nothing you can do about that, right? What's he gonna do? Get over there, get stretched out. Okay, look, coach, now I'm 6'1". Does that work? It's like no, it doesn't work. And so I kind of talked about it. He had some opportunity to play, to go to the combine and do some things. He had some arena football teams talk to him, but again, it came down to you're 6 foot.
Right.
I mean, and so those are things that you can't do anything about.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so, and that's the unfortunate situation. Now, he said he loved it. He got to play here 2 years, played in the bowl game here, left, went NAIA, got his degree. That was the big thing for him is I got my degree. It was all paid for. I didn't have to do anything. He goes, financially, he goes, now I came back, and I'm coaching here. And so, like I said, we had a chance to talk before the game, and that's what makes it fun is seeing those guys that you coach go on and do things, and then they come back, and I walked in the room, and they were all like, hey, what's going on? And so that was a lot of fun to come out here and get a chance to do the Merced game. I know we're working for De Anza, and we connect with them, and we do a lot of stuff with them, but for me personally, getting a chance to come out here and hang out with the Merced guys was a lot of fun today. And so
yeah, no, absolutely. Go back to where things got going and a lot of good memories.
Absolutely.
They're still moving down the field here. It was earlier Harris caught a good ball for a first down and then got a run by Leyva. But Merced trying to build some kind of positive note as we're approaching the end of the third quarter, and they're just about getting to midfield. 2nd and 4. You're rolling left, and wow, he had some running space there, but then threw it to Phillips. He threw it behind himself to Phillips. That was a questionable play.
Yeah, it's one that Borbun and the guys are going to look at and go, maybe not, huh?
But I guess also you pointed to it earlier, like Magana. I know you prepare for a game. You're the backup. You prepare, but it's nothing like when you're in there. You haven't really played much all year. Then you're in there. Everything seems like motion blur almost.
It is, and that's one thing. Like especially at JC level, you usually have a lot of guys that are kind of looking, and they know that they could get snaps here and there. So, but yeah, you might be preparing for 4 or 5 snaps a game. All of a sudden, he's in there and he's playing, and I mean, he wasn't even starting today. It was one play for the other quarterback, and then hey, you're in. You're going to play the rest of the game. So it's just one of those things where you got to love JC. We talked about it off air. There was one year we had 9 running backs coming into the season, and about halfway through the season we had 3 running backs, and then all of a sudden we had 2 running backs left, and the guys went home. They were hurt. They just quit playing football altogether, stopped showing up to practice because they weren't getting reps. All of a sudden, by the end of the year, we had 1 healthy running back, and we're looking at the defense going, anybody over there want to come over and take some reps at running back? So, you never know.
Well, we'll put a pin on the conversation. It's 48-10, the De Anza Mountain Lion dominating this one here at Merced College.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice, and she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with conflict, saying I ain't do this or that. I just took criticism.
You saw some De Anza players jumping on the sideline, to jump around, having a good time. He's had a great performance today, trying to put a bow on top of it, and a good run from Merced as they move across midfield. 4th quarter, they're going from left to right in the dark blue jerseys. De Anza in the white with red trimming. As this defense, they only give up on average about 14 points per game. It's one of the top in the state, number 2 in California, if you want to be exact. They give up right under 96 rushing yards per game. I mean, this defense is – they're going to be in it. They're ready.
Yeah, and I think Merced got away with a false start there at the top of the screen. And I think Merced's ran for more than about 95 yards here today. They've had a couple big runs, and Phillips has been able to do some things. But, no, you're absolutely right. The fact that the Anza defense is legit, no joke. And you see why. The teams have moved the field and then get down by the red zone and you create a turnover where you push them back and stop. So that's what you're looking for from a defensive standpoint, and they've definitely been able to do that here so far this afternoon.
Yeah, Garza in at quarterback now. We have another change. Magana's out, Garza in. And he's on 3rd and 5. Be a play action. He's looking right, rebut him, and he's going to get him again. His second sack today. And, kick the door down. Man, he just a monster on the defensive line. Add 2 sacks to his resume today. And they're going to throw a flag. I think he kicked the door down a little too hard.
He got a little excited there. And again, the frustrating part about that as a coach is now you had the big play, you stopped him, and guess what you give him? A first down.
And it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Wow.
And so we were talking about that. So here's the thing, right? As a coach, you see that at the next level, and you're like, okay, well, he made a great play, but maybe I don't want him. Maybe because, let's talk, right? If we're at a big school and you're playing, Alabama, and you make the sack and you make the big play, and it's going to be a 4th down, and then you give Alabama the ball back again, and then they get a chance to go score. That's those things you look at as a coach, and you're like, okay, well, yes, he can make the plays, but can he be someone that we can control and tame? Not saying anything bad about him, just using him as an example, because I don't know Rabon at all, other than watching the game.
Oh, we had a fumble by Phillips, and he's wrapped up. He tried to bounce off. He's been pretty secure with the football today. But back to your point, it was a great play, and the passion, you love to see it. But, like you said, you could control the passion.
Right. Can you as a coach get that and make that happen? If you can, then you still take a chance on the player because he can make plays, right? But it's one of those things where some coaches, and they'll just be like, no, we're not going to talk to that kid. We're done. We're not going to look at that. And it's nothing that he's done on the field. It's just that extracurricular stuff that you're like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that. I don't need that being a distraction on the part of my team. So, you love the plays. Sometimes you don't love all the celebration and the extracurricular that goes along with it.
2nd and 14, and a run to Phillips. He's going to do a couple jump cuts and get to about the 30-yard line, about 30, 31-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long-ish. And this could be an opportunity for Anza to get to the quarterback again and not commit the penalty. Maybe open the door and gently walk out, not pound it. And
I think it was the second time they did it that got the cut penalty, because the first one I think it was okay, and there might have been something said too. I mean, we're a long ways away from it. We don't know. But between him and Jaden White, they've had a day. Jaden White out of Yuba City.
3rd and 8.
River Valley High School.
Garza trying to make a play. Actually, he has the whole left side of the field open, and there he goes, turning up the field, and he will get inside the 10-yard line. That was good instincts. He had a lineman as a shield, and then he ripped it to the left side.
No, absolutely, and that's a big play there by the Golden Valley High School product. You see he finds his way through his offensive line, gets out the door, and then gets caught down at the 5-yard line by number 39 on Anza. Looks like that's Diamond out of Hillsboro, Oregon, who made the play. I don't know if he made the play or the play made him, as he was kind of stumbling and tripped and fell into it. Regardless, he gets credit for the tackle. And, again, another shot for Merced to add some points on the board. And they're going to go back and watch this game and just be like, hey, what could have been? That's offsides for sure. No flag. Wow.
Wrapped up immediately there by Bravo.
I thought linebacker was standing in the backfield from our angle. Looked like he was there in the neutral zone, but no flag called here.
Oh, wow.
There was a false start, too, by the offense.
There was both. Could have called a couple different things on that one.
So I guess it kind of offsets itself.
But ultimately, Anza getting that tackle, Bravo had nowhere to go. So losing a yard on that play.
And this is where Anza's so tough. Is inside the red zone here, trying to get points on him. You see everybody lining up at the line of scrimmage coming.
And Garza's just trying to get it out. Oh, and he has a man, and he's in. Touchdown. Bravo with the catch. And, wow, Garza, his head was facing down for a few seconds, trying to catch his footing, and he threw a dart. He found he found Bravo for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he fell on his hand. It looked like he may have jammed his fingers, but he'll take it right there. Boom. Just throws the football. Looked like as he caught himself, he kind of jammed his fingers in his non-throwing hand. Gets the touchdown, though. Big play there for Merced. Just for some positivity and some more, things to build on.
Definitely the best drive in the second half for Merced. Extra point is good. And 48-17, the Blue Devils strike back in the second half. Still a pretty large deficit. It's nice to see the confidence building.
Absolutely. Good job of getting some points on the board for the Blue Devils. And like you said, you get a chance to kind of get something positive on film.
It's the Good Guys 35th Fuel Curve Autumn Get-Together. Over 2,500 American-made and powered show cars and trucks. A huge swap meet, Fender Midway Family Fun Zone, live music and more. November 8th and 9th at the Alameda County Fairgrounds. Details at good-guys.com.
Kind of helps.
Yeah. It's a good drive there. Blue Devils cap it off with a touchdown. So it was Garza throwing it to Bravo. Two freshmen connecting, and could be a good confidence builder, as you said, as Anza is going to look to get the football back. They've been more in a conservative approach here in the second half, maybe milking the clock.
Yeah, they have, and you're trying to work on things. I mean, yes, it's, you got 1 week left and then bowl games, but you're still trying to work on things to get things, better, whatever it is, whether it's special teams play or, you get a third receiver in there. Looks like we might get a backup quarterback coming in for Anza. So those are all things you get to work on and see improvement throughout the season.
Here's the kickoff, and a good kick. And breaking a couple tackles, trying to spin right. And is going to be tackled there. Butler, he's a tough tackle, especially in special teams, as they'll set up shop around the 33-yard line. And as you said, there was a QB change. No, it looks like Kirby is still out there. Once we break huddle here, get a confirmation. But it looks like he's still out there at quarterback. Yeah, he is. So they're keeping him out there. Does that surprise you to you at all?
I don't know. Not necessarily. I thought maybe Diamond might come in and take some snaps. I saw some other guys on the sideline. Jacobo looked like he was taking snaps on the sideline. I thought maybe he's coming in to play some quarterback, but and it is actually it is a different quarterback. That's what that is, Diamond.
Oh, that is, yeah, number 5. Yeah, it was disguised.
I saw him out there.
Yeah,
I saw him taking some snaps on the sideline. Him and also, like I said, Jacoby were over there throwing a football around, and so Diamond, out of Hillsboro High School, Oregon, Liberty High School, sophomore, 6'3", 180, getting some chance to lead the offense for the Anza, the Mountain Lions.
And there's Butler trying to jump some tackles, and it's a good tackle there by Merced's defense holding up. They've had some good plays. Of course, backups or not, it's nice to see your defense make a good play because the effort still has to be there.
Absolutely. That doesn't matter if it's a first team, second team, third team, the fourth team, and depending on how deep you are, right? You work all week in practice. You're taught your techniques. Your position coaches aren't going to care that you're the fourth string guy. When you're watching film, they're going to start screaming at the defensive end or the right tackle or whatever it is, and they expect you to go in there and do your job.
Jacob Coronado had a good tackle on that last one with Butler. Down a good throw. Oh, and it's going to be intercepted. off the hands and picked off. Josh Gomez with the interception, the freshman defensive back, and man, that's a little bit of life. I mean, I know maybe I'm being a little too optimistic, but that's a great play.
It is, and absolutely, we talk about just going there and doing your job, right? Here it is, right? Hero drops back, he looks, he throws a ball, and it's a little behind his receiver, and it's picked. I mean, that's what happens when, you might have got away with that in high school, but now at the GSC level leaving, his receiver, Aaron Roque, couldn't come up with it, Alexandria, Virginia, and it's a turnover. That's one of those ones you talked about earlier that you feel like, as a quarterback, hey, maybe that wasn't my fault, but the ball's behind the receiver. You got to make a play, and you don't execute as a quarterback, and there you turn the ball over, give the ball back to Merced, and then there's a penalty on the play too. So things kind of adding up here forward. De Anza.
See what that's about.
Officials talking it over.
See what the official call is hear from the referee.
Merced's backing up, so I'm assuming it's on Merced. Yep, illegal man downfield.
And that's the second time that's been called throughout this game on Merced.
Yeah, the first time was on that screen. I understood that one. This one, not so much. Offensive lineman got to know what the play is and know that it's a pass pattern. You can't be running downfield acting like you're lost. But if you're Merced, hey, like we said, talks about things to build on, right? You're 48-17. Let's say you go down here and you put another touchdown on the board, and then you start looking at the first half and say all those opportunities that you had. I mean, this could easily be a much different football game.
Strong run, about 4 yards. Merced's offense still moving the football pretty effectively. Merced College they're undefeated. I know they're playing with a backup quarterback. They're undefeated in conference play. They've done a lot of great things, and I'm sure they're going to continue to do so, especially if their starter comes back. But it's a good test of their depth and seeing what they have, even in this game, is off his back foot, but nobody's home.
And another flag as Jaleel Hawkins helps the quarterback up, but I think he might get called for a roughing the quarterback going low at the legs.
And let's see, yeah, that's right in the spot where that would be a pretty big one. Gifting another 15 yards.
The official pointing at his knees and saying, yep. So
and you called it Jaleel Hawkins roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty. Merced has had some bailouts. They've had the opportunity to make this a game just off of the fact that De Anza's had some questionable penalties, but gosh, they've somewhat capitalized a little bit late here, and too little too late, but they may be able to do it again.
No, and like I said, it's just about kind of building, right? You go and you try and get some more points on the board here. Just the 48-24 looks a lot better on the scoreboard when people look at the score and go, okay, than 48-17 even, I mean, so.
Getting a few yards on the ground on first down. We're approaching 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Another thing to think about, too, I mean, I know I was talking to the athletic director here earlier. Merced College is in the running to host a bowl game. And so, that scoreboard being 42-24, the bowl committee looks at it and goes, okay, they held their own with De Anza. They're not here to watch the game, per se. That looks a lot better than it does, say, 48-17. So, again, it's just things like that, the optics of it to make it look better.
That was a run to Burton for a few yards. So the score, like you said, it does matter. Do they look at the fact that, hey, you didn't have a starting quarterback, we didn't have it? Do they care about that?
Don't know. They don't know that kind of thing. They just see the score and they go, okay, hey, whatever the situation is. Merced, they pretty much they were told they have to basically win one of the next two games, is what I was explained earlier. Then they get to host a bowl game, which would be good. They did that a couple years ago when I was here. It's a lot of fun. We did it on a Thursday night. Came out here under the lights, and it was a good game. We ended up losing on a 2-point conversion attempt to College of the Sequoia, which there was a holding play called that wasn't called, but that's beside the point. Me and the defense coordinator. Yeah, me and the defense coordinator for COS actually were talking about last week because he was the defense coordinator for West Hills, Coalinga. now. But yeah, we were talking about it. We talk about it every time we see each other. And he goes, "Hey, you want to know what?" He goes, "The guy that held that running back, he's now my linebacker coach." I said, "Of course he is. Of course he is." And I said, "What a shock, right, Riven?" So yeah, as we say, another flag, but this one going to be holding on Merced. It looks like.
Yeah, because that was a good run by Freddie Bland.
But
and
yeah,
it is a holding.
So getting to host a bowl game is an exciting thing. It's fun. The kids enjoy it. You usually get a decent crowd. So it's one of those things to look forward to. At the end of every season, you're kind of like, okay, look, two things you want is play in a bowl game and win a conference championship. Okay, De Anza, with this win today, takes a big step forward. They got at least a share of the conference championship.
Garza firing, and it's just out of bounds. Good coverage on that far sideline. It's going to be incomplete.
De Anza won the conference last year.
Marfield
went to the bowl game and lost the bowl game. But still, I mean, those are things you look forward to. Host the bowl game, play in the bowl game, host the bowl game, and then conference championships. Those are the three things you're looking for. So,
yeah, hosting a bowl game, that's exciting. It makes sense for the kids.
It's a lot of fun, even for the coaching staff, and it's one of those things where, okay, there's some extra juice in the program, and you're playing when other teams aren't. And so you're like, hey, those guys already put their gear away. We're still playing a game that matters, and so it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of alumni come out to the game here.
Garza with a good pass, getting very good yardage through the air. Harris getting busy, and he's been getting a lot of balls thrown his way, and he's done a good job of securing, turning upfield, getting a first down, and clock's just under 6 minutes. But it is bowl game season. Yeah, that's a fun time.
Harris has had a pretty solid game, too. What might have been, we talked about that the last play of the first half. He had a chance to hit that shot down the middle. If he hits that, then now it's a bigger game, and we're in a whole different football game.
Another strong run by Bland, just running full steam ahead. It's been quite the drive. We've had the football for approaching 5 minutes, a little bit over. But Merced still moving down the field. Moving down. Garza in the gun. De Anza doesn't seem to be showing blitz at the moment.
Freddie Bland, a Golden Valley High School product, along with the quarterback here, also Golden Valley. So local recruiting doing well here for Merced. Speed option.
Sam Burton tried to turn it up the corner, get a few yards. With that option, it's more, it seems like, I know for a quarterback it's not fun to get, hit really hard, but you have to have them commit, those linebackers, right before you even decide to toss it off or you take it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you're supposed to sell it, and you actually teach them how to take the hit when they pitch it. You're kind of sitting down with it so you kind of absorb it. But it is one of those things where you got to embrace it, and you got to know, hey, I'm gonna take one, but I'm hoping I'm taking one so my buddy can get in the end zone.
As it's 3rd and short, and they're going to try to run it up the middle. Oh, wrapped up immediately, but did he turn and get the first? No, it looks a little bit short.
I saw one official was up at near the 5, and then he kind of wandered back. And
we have some fans expressing their displeasures, but he was hitting the backfield, but then that spin over, we're thinking that was close. It was either enough or extremely close.
They're going to measure it.
And, they're going to measure. I thought we don't have a chip in the football. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're not that high-tech here at the JC level. We're lucky to have chains that are 10 yards, okay?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Every game just to make sure, just in case you're wondering. The officials actually, that's part of their pregame check is to make sure the chains are actually 10 yards. Because, you'd be surprised how many times the chains are not exactly or a little bit too long, or officials go out there and they got to measure it and they got to fix it and make sure that it's actually 10 yards.
As we'll see the chain gang come out. And get this measured. But De Anza, they just, how do you build, because you only have these players 1 to 2 years, if they get injured, maybe 3. and they're on an 18-game, about to be a 19-game regular season winning streak. It's almost as if that's harder than a four-year university to have that much
JC
winning.
Football is harder than high school,
And it is a first down for the Blue Devils.
or college, because for that exact reason, right? You got guys that are coming in and out of your program, and they may be here for a year. They may be here for 6 games like we talked about, and then they bounce and they just don't show up anymore. So it really is difficult to kind of build that continuity. A lot of time in the off season, a lot of weight training, a lot of spring football stuff kind of helps build that. But you're right. JC coaches, the 2-year level coaches, they definitely have a difficult time trying to create that chemistry and camaraderie between the players.
And met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Bravo was hit extremely hard, and here's the officials just watching. Hopefully no flag. Please, please,
No,
please.
The ball came out, but they rolled forward. Progress was stopped. So
Addison came in there and blew that play. I mean, this defense has been swarming like bees on honey when it comes to some of these running plays. Some substitutions is under 3 minutes to go. Lost a couple yards on that play. Second down, Garza in the eye. And he fumbled the snap, and he picks it up, and wow, was that a good play design or what? Touchdown.
just as Coach Borler drew it up, right?
Wow, he fumbled it, and it bounced right back in his hands, and he turned on the Jets for 6. And another touchdown by the Blue Devils. Back-to-back drives where they've been marching.
Yeah, that's that play where it's called, hey, you're going to take the snap and kick it around, then pick it up, and you're going to run into the end zone for 6 out the right side. You know, and if that's not in the playbook, maybe you put it in the playbook. Huh? I mean, great job of picking up a first down and a touchdown.
Yeah, first down and a touchdown, and we'll see the extra point, back-to-back scoring drives for Merced College. And they'll try to button it up nicely with the extra point, and it is right down the middle. 48-24. The Blue Devils have some momentum building, but there's only 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We will be right back.
I personally believe working with my teammates in the program helped build a bond and like our chemistry on and off the field. So it's not just football, it's more so school related as well.
I come from another college program. My aunt recommended me to come over here. She told me that the Anza program is pretty nice, and she was not lying at all. The FAST program helps out a lot. Here, they have a lot more tutors than the other college I was at. That's what I see. Over there, they just send you to the computer lab and like, all right, here, go do your homework, go do all that. There was no help.
Tutoring session had helped me in a good way personally. For me, just sitting back, listening, taking stuff in, and just moving better as a person instead of coming with like conflict, like saying I ain't do this or that. Like I just took criticism and just be better later on in life.
Garza rushed in a red zone touchdown from Merced College to put another one on the board, back-to-back drives where they did score a touchdown, but it's 48-24 nonetheless. The Mountain Lions with another dominant performance. We'll see maybe a surprise. Well, it would just be an onside kick, not a surprise anymore. Deanza's ready, and this will just be a normal kickoff. And booted all the way to the end zone for a touchback.
Now, if you can do that, why not do that every time and not let Butler touch the football? That's my question. He said they've had a kickoff return for a touchdown, another one ran inside the 10. I mean, those are things that you ask, right? Hey, if you can kick it into the end zone, why not just do that every time?
Yeah. Yeah, especially, absolutely. I wonder do you think they'll incorporate, it'll trickle down with the landing zone, or do you know?
I hate that in the NFL. I hope they don't. I just feel like it takes away jobs in the NFL because you don't have those guys that are designed to go down and make plays. Yes, you still have to cover a kick, kind of, but it's not the same. And I love the onside kick rules. Now, the NFL's talking about doing the 4th and 14 or 4th and 15, whatever it is. I don't know. I'd rather just kick the onside kick, but that's just me. I don't know. Trying
to bounce it to the outside. Of course, a lot of backup players coming in as we head towards the end of this game. And that was Fausto Gonzalez, 5'10 freshman running back. And even that, and also a rule that people have expressed their displeasures is having players not really run until the ball's kicked on the onside kick. They've kind of tweaked it now, but there's been, like you said, like different jobs in the NFL you were used to having, and then it's changed kind of for the worse for those certain coaching positions.
There's guys that are in the Hall of Fame because they played special teams, like Steve Tasker and the guy from the New England Patriots. That was their whole job, right?
Yeah.
And so you take that away from them, and I just don't like that personally. That's just me. It could be the old man syndrome, whatever you want to call it. We'll be back after this on NorCal Sports TV for the final 2 minutes.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209, or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100. Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209, or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
Welcome back to NorCal Sports TV. We are just leaving the 2-minute warning. De Anza with another dominant performance will remain undefeated unless a miraculous something that I've never seen before happens, but they're just going to run the ball right up the right side and get about a yard or two. Gonzalez didn't get much.
Yeah, Brendan Arcian taking the snaps for De Anza now, the third quarterback to get action today. Arcia, there you go. Freshman out of Cupertino.
It's going to be 3rd and 7, 90 seconds remain. And you talked about Merced College hopefully wanting to host a bowl game. If they get the win in the last game of the season, they have their odds, like you said, a high likelihood they will. And De Anza, they're looking for a much bigger prize. And I guess both these teams in a way are, but especially De Anza, the way they're built and the way their team's set up, it seems like they could make a serious run, being ranked 18th at the moment in the state.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage they have, too, is they win the conference, they get to go to a bowl game automatically. They play the other conference champion in the bowl game. And so, you know, they get the chance to do that. And Merced takes a timeout here with 1:09 left. Not a shock. I knew Coach Panasco was going to take one there if they got to stop here and get a chance to get his offensive ball back again. And you ask, well, why you're down by 24 points? What's the big deal? It's all about building the next week, right? Coalinga's the next game on the schedule. That should be an interesting game. Another former coach, as we talked about, D'Agostino, coaching at Merced here before. Now another coach, a defense coordinator, comes into the town, and he takes on the Blue Devils with Raven Keene, the DFT over at Coalinga. He used to be on staff here at Merced as well. So another former assistant coming out here to try and get a victory against Merced. And for Merced, your offense has been struggling with the backup quarterbacks in. And then now they got things rolling here in the second half a little bit more, leaning towards the run game. And De Anza going to go for it here on 4th and
5, yeah, they're going for it. See what they have. Merced showing blitz, and they are bringing some extra bodies, firing over to the right, and a good catch. As that looks like that's Butler, enough for the first down. And now they can essentially ice the clock. When that timeout was called, I don't know if that activated some competitiveness on the De Anza side, saying, okay.
I mean, they did it earlier in the third quarter, too, right? They went for it on their own 35-yard line. I just think they have enough confidence in their offense to go get a first down and 5 yards. And so, I mean, you could say, hey, they're throwing the football. But, yeah, I mean, Merced took a timeout, so why as well go throw the football, get a first down. And your third-team quarterback's in. You got to give him a chance to play football, too.
Yeah, that freshman's in. And he's going to keep it. Arceo's going to try to find a lane, and he turns it up the field across the 40-yard line inside Merced territory.
We got a penalty, and
and
I think
there is
Butler.
a flag.
Butler might have got called for the holding. He's saying someone grabbed his face mask, but like I said, as an offensive coach, I always feel like the flag's on offense until I get proven otherwise. Butler out there, we'll see. He was jousting one of the DBs from Merced, and I think this is going against the offense. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, Peyton Anderson, the offensive
Defensive
lineman.
guys always cheat. Like I said, they always get all the calls.
Yeah, the lineman was Anderson. He was trying to talk to the official. Said, "Hey, you just do me a favor. Just walk down. I think I know. I got this one."
And it's holding against Anza, so it's going to be basically it's going to be from the spot of the foul, so it'll be still 1st and 8-ish. We'll see how good
move them back.
I'm going to say 1st and 7. We'll see how good my GCU math is.
Let's see. To get the ball set up here, it's going to be about a midfield. 49 seconds left. Maybe a kneel, maybe a run, or maybe they try to continue to maybe even look to score. I mean, like you said.
No, I think they're just going to take a knee and get out of here now, which is a good thing. I mean, like Coach D
said,
hey, we've done enough today.
Victory formation. Arceo takes the knee, the clock ticks, and after one more snap, this game.
That's not even going to do it. We're going to need to snap it again. We're going to.
Yeah, this will be over after one more. Anza coming on the road, staying undefeated, 9-0, 4-0 in conference play. Merced will drop to 5-4, 3-1 in conference play. Another dominant performance by the Mountain Lions, and hey, the story's still getting written for Anza and both colleges. Both schools are still trying to figure out what's next, but a strong performance for Anza. They're marching to a bigger story
like
ending.
we said, they got a share now for sure of the championship. If Cabrillo could beat Anza next week, then that would create a possible share situation between teams. If Merced beats, or rather loses, to Coalinga, then there could be some tiebreakers, but still.
Well, we wanted to thank you for joining us. I'm Anthony Silva with my coach, Jeremy Hurtado, as another dominant win for Anza. The Mountain Lions win it 48-24 against the Merced College Blue Devils. Thank you for watching.